All right. Well, we're here for Black Friday. It's the 5th annual Black Friday Stream-a-thon. TC's very first. Go gentle on him, boys. The chaos will reign supreme, but basically, minimum we're giving away 2 snowboards, maximum somewhere between 12 and 14. I don't know. We'll see. We got things going on. Things are a little different this year. Super chats do not matter. They do not guarantee you a spin of the wheel. We're going to try to give everyone a spin of the wheel when we answer your gear questions. Understand, if we accidentally do not spin the wheel because we answered your question, we're not going back. It's chaos. It's full chaos. But to go over some of the things that are on the wheel for you guys, if you win the grand prize for this live stream, we have a TC mystery envelope. TC, show them the envelopes. There is a 1 in 10 chance inside one of those that you would win a snowboard. TC doesn't know which one it is. They're not marked. They're not labeled. There's that. There's other prizes in there. Next to it, we have 50 prize entries for the late night live stream, which means you could get entered into that raffle that we are going to do, that little prize draw for that. So we've got that. We also have the mystery prize. So you could, I don't know what's in these things. I filled them 5 years ago for the first Black Friday live stream-a-thon. But you could get a bag, you could get an envelope. It doesn't matter. I got a few of those that we're going to get rid of. We're going to go till those are out. Other things on the wheel, just so you guys know. 10 prize entries for that same raffle we talked about. We're giving away 3 coal beanies right now and during this live stream. So there, you got 3 chances if that hits. We got stickers on there as well. We want to thank our sponsors. This is a really cool one. And I think everyone of you guys would be stoked on this. CB Days gave us some of the 500 OG muscle gel. We're giving away 2 per live stream today. So, you know, if you're old and you looked up to guys like DCP, Kurt Wastel, Bjorn Linus, they all ride for this company and use it. If you're a younger guy and you look up to Pat Fava, he also uses it. And then TC and I use this stuff too. Mm-hmm. This stuff is miracle juice from the gods, but it's a snowboarder-owned company and ran by snowboarders, and it actually works. Like, I absolutely love this. So anyways, we got that. I know we're going to go off the rails. We have a 300-second delay on the chat as well today. So we're just trying to limit how many questions come through. We're not going to get to everything. It's just not going to happen. TC wants to, but I was like, no, dude, we'll be here for 24 hours straight. So anyways, we've got that going on there. But, you know, we're going to try to give you guys spins of the wheels. If you ask the right question, you might also just win a snowboard for just asking the right question. Certain phrases or types of questions could win you a snowboard. So just be aware of that. But want to thank our official sponsors for this: CB Days, Cole Headwear, Nidecker, Ride, and Rome. They all donated prizes for this. So we've got boards to give away. And you have till December 5th to claim your prizes. We're not tracking you down. You have to claim them. If you do not, you hit me up December 6th. Too late. You lose. You got till midnight on December 5th to claim it. So that's what we got going on with that. Also, you know, we got some new stickers that we'll be giving away in the jumbo sticker packs, like Sean White in a leather jacket would destroy you. Keep your dick beaters off my snowboard. I'll even throw in some of the OG die cut Angry Snowboarder Slayer ones. So we got that going on for you guys. But yeah, so 3 live streams today. This is the first one. We're going to go from 10:30 till probably 1:30, somewhere in there. Second one starts at 4. We're going to go till about 7. And then we're doing a late night one at 9 p.m. That's all Mountain Standard Time. So that's for you guys. And we're going to do that. Also, we do supposedly have a special guest showing up for the second live stream of the day. So, yeah. And that's kind of where we're at with all that stuff. But, yeah. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. This is a day for the community. We're just trying to give everything back. TC, you got anything you want to add to that, sir?
No, just use the codes down below if you guys are going to buy some shit today, so you don't have to pay full pop for it. So, but that's about it.
Yeah. The scroll at the bottom also has how you can claim your prizes. we're working. So CB Days, if you want to buy anything from them, use code Angry50. You're going to get 50% off. We're working with an apparel company called Whelp Limited. It's our friend Curtis's company. If you use code Angry15, you're going to get 15%. If you need to buy any meat, we have an official meat sponsor after the last live stream last week. Schaller and Weber is doing that, and you can use code Angry15 there. I highly recommend the bacon, so you can make your pocket bacon with it. But yes, that's what we've got going on with that. So it's, but yeah, there's promo codes down there. I also put some links in the description of this for anyone that's looking for sales stuff. Christie Sports is blowing things out. Evo's got a sale, so if you're shopping online, do that. And if you got a good local shop, swing in and check them out this weekend. Give them some love. Brick and mortars need it. So let's see what we got here. Okay, let's find some questions. All right, we'll start with our boy Letters, because it's always good to start with Letters. If this snow keeps up, I might have to ride more park and learn how to properly jib and butter. Thinking about a wire directive based on the cost and not caring if I beat it up. Any other recs? Well, I know that they're blowing out, Wired's blowing out their last year's stuff on their website. I think there's actually a link in the description for it. But I saw the prices were somewhere between I think 180 US up to 280 or something. Really good prices on some last year or a couple season old stuff. So you got that. If you really are going to try to get into properly jibbing and butter, I recommend a soft cambered board, maybe like a Ride Kink, Rome Artifact. What would you have for this, man, TC?
Yeah, I mean, something like that. I would even possibly do like a Nidecker score, honestly. Just like that full camber board with a tiny bit of rocker on the nose. And it's not truly a park board, but it'll get you through and you can beat the crap out of it and not have a problem with it. Have a problem with destroying it and be like, well, I'm out a bunch of money. And it's it's not going to go bad on you. Otherwise, did we?
No, you're there.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
That little bastard running around upstairs.
Otherwise, a K2 worldwide, or that's not the world peace now.
Yeah. World Peace is a good one.
I'd go a World Peace as well.
Yes, Dicey could be one that you throw in there too. So you've got options, sir. You got options. But let's start off Black Friday with the first spin of the day. Oh, ollie them slow signs. If you're going to practice jibbing and buttering, you got to ollie those slow signs. So yeah. All right, let's see. Go down and take this question from our boy Ian. So the new LibTech eJack knife has 3D shaping. Since when did Mervin start doing 3D shaping? 2 years ago, I think. Or is this the first year? I thought the late release stuff had it last year. So I don't know. Do you know? Because I the Golden Apex Orca has it. And then the Steely D has it. And that was a late release last year. The eJack's got it, which I need to grab one of those for us to ride. But you're going to see more 3D shaping from Mervin, especially with that new factory that they're working on with Nidecker. There's going to be a lot more tech coming to a lot more boards in the next 4 years. So, yeah. But...
yeah, I think it was last year, honestly.
That's about.
Well, I guess if you want,
it's not an aggressive 3D shaping. Like riding the Steely D, I didn't really notice it too much on a groomer, but if I got into some POW, you would notice it funneling out. And the same thing with some of the 3D shaping that I saw in that Golden Apex Orca that I had too. I was like, really, isn't that if I put a flat bar on it and looked at it, it was only a couple millimeters. So, it is what it is, and. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's give this man a spin. Oh, he gets one prize entry, sir. Mark it down.
All right.
That's for the late night live stream. So, all right. And if you're just tuning in, we also have a poll going in the chat box, so feel free answer that. We're basically asking you guys what you think we're giving away today. So what boards are we giving away? Used broken trash, slightly used, not so broken trash, lasagna, camber trash, Ride Rome Nidecker, which seems to be winning the poll. There's always the option of getting one of the other three from us. Just remember, you're at our mercy if we get in a mood. So, yeah. So that, but we're kind of scrolling around. We're not really, there's not too much going on. It's chaos. It's all slightly more organized chaos, but we're here for you guys today. We're going to take this super chat from Tyler Richter. F it. Bought a 7-day Epic Pass and I'm headed to Keystone Breck next Sunday from Oregon. No snow up here. Can't wait any longer. TC, you got a couch I can crash on? I'll provide the Taco Bell. What's the going rate for one night at Casa de Cheeks?
Casa de Cheeks, you're looking at $2,000 a night, but then it's 3 nights stay minimum. No guarantee that I'm actually going to be there when you are either. So yeah,
no,
I can buy my own Taco Bell.
No guarantee that TC's there. We'll give this man a spin. Jumbo sticker pack. So that was worth it for you. You got that going on for you. So to claim prizes, you got to email info@angrysnowboarder.com. And, you got till December 5th for anything today to claim on it. And we'll get that in the mail to you. But make sure you put your address in there, So, but you're going to get yourself one of these Sean White in a leather jacket would destroy you stickers. That's a guaranteed, I think, for the most part. So, all right. We got a more serious question here from JNAC17. Is the K2 cold shoulder a good choice for a progressing intermediate that is leaning towards freeride? If so, is the ride CL6 a good binding to pair with it? Christmas shopping has begun. I mean, I think that's a good combo all the way around.
Yeah.
I think you're solid on that. If you wanted like something comparable to the CL6, I would also look at the new Union Trilogy for women. I think that that's also a good one. So,
But yeah, that's a great choice, honestly, because you can have that set up and like progress on it until you're like an advanced rider too and be totally fine on it. So I think you're going the right direction for sure.
And that board's not that aggressive. I mean, it's got a mild taper to it. The camber profile and flex aren't super assertive. Like you can charge with it, but when you need to be laid back, you can be laid back. It's not going to just ruin you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
solid choice. And you can probably find last year's stuff for a pretty good deal too. So
yeah. Actually, I think Christie's might have that in a 47, if I remember correct. And I want to say it was like 283 or something ish. Mm-hmm. So there's definitely that out there for you. But let's give this man a spin. So got yourself a mystery prize pack. So already giving stuff away. This is how we roll. So, but it wasn't TC's mystery prize pack.
No,
unfortunately, not TC's. All right. Let's see. Okay. We'll take this one from Your Guitar One. Are the new Atlas Pros worth it, or is it all right to buy last year's model to save a few bucks? So there was so this is the funny thing about the Atlas Pro. They released them super early and they're like a carry forward type thing. So I think I've seen some shops with them slightly discounted with the new ones. So, I do think the new Atlas and Atlas Pro are way better than the old one. They feel better when you ride them. The Atlas is the only binding I've ever tried to throw into a garbage can. Not the new one, but the old one at Steamboat. I had such an awful day on them. I was riding with Travis and everything. Mm-hmm. I just had to, I was just getting leg fatigue. Like those things just suck so much. I almost threw them in the trash can when I was leaving the mountain. I was so pissed at them. I don't even know where I got them. Like somebody gave them to me or something. I can't remember. And I was like, oh God. I ended up giving them to a friend that broke a set that he had. And I was like, just take these and get them out of the house. So
are you talking about the original one with the padded strap? Okay.
Yeah, that one. Not the new. The new ones are way better. They fit so much better, but I think those were like first gen or like 1.5 gen ones. I don't know. They were It was a little rough. Let's just say that. It was a little rough. I do not like these. But let's give this man a spin. Ollie some slow signs for me, will you? Please. All right. And just because this is funny, meet spin to win. There's no Schaller and Weber prizes on the wheel today. That's going to be for a future one, hopefully. Well, got yourself a small sticker pack, so you know how to claim it. You've won a lot of these. A lot. So okay. Ooh, I like this one, and you'll probably have a good answer for this from RJ Gould. Any recommendation for a good waterproof glove that is only a shell? My hands get too damn warm.
The new, actually, it's not called the slushy mitt anymore, but it's like the crab grab. It used to be called the slush mitt, but they actually did a lot to it where it doesn't get soaked when you're like carrying your board or anything. So that would be a good option. Otherwise, Volcom does make some really good mittens that are just like straight up shells that they're like, you can put liners in with them, but you don't have to. And yeah,
Dekine has something this year too.
Dekine does as well. Yeah.
So,
and Dekine makes really good stuff. But yeah, those would be the 3 brands I'd say look at.
Yeah. Yep. Ollie them slow signs. And your boy Sam Duty wants everyone to be careful because one of the TC's mystery envelopes is full of slider grease. That's factually true. I ate a slider yesterday when I was handing them off, and it got grease on one of them. Don't know what's inside it, but it got grease on it.
Yeah. That could be the winner, though. You might want the greasy one.
I don't know. All I know is I filled them, shuffled them, handed them to you, and I'm pretty sure you've shuffled them since.
Yeah, I shuffled them and then just threw them in here, and I was like, yeah, we'll deal with that tomorrow. And then just put them in the drawer, so we'll see if anybody gets one.
Yep. Sam, you won yourself some OG CB Days muscle gel.
He was saying he wanted that too.
And of course, it's the day after he leaves your house.
Yeah.
But that's okay. This stuff is absolutely great, though. Like this last season, I developed tendonitis in my Achilles tendons on both feet. And this got me through like another 20-something days of riding for product review season. And you've used it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I got it right behind me.
Yeah. It's right behind you.
Yeah.
So
be hitting that in between the live streams from sitting so much today.
Yeah. Just slathering it on our butts and legs and everything. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that leaves only one more muscle gel to win, but it's all good. I'll get your address from TC because I know he knows you. So
I know where you live.
Okay. This is a good question for you, sir, from Hamster Coolman. Carving, how does the Pick Your Line on Ink and the Stratos differ?
Honestly, on like the Pick Your Line on Ink, I think it's easier to get like in and out of your carves, but on the Stratos, when you do get in your carves, it holds the edge like so aggressively, it feels like that it's like you'll pop out of it, but you're going to hold the edge like throughout no matter what, like on that icier chunder. So Pick Your Line on Ink, a little easier to turn, a little bit easier to get on that edge. Stratos, once you do get it on, it's just going to hold it and not let go pretty much. I don't know. That's how I felt when I wrote them. How did you feel about them?
No, you're right. Like, so the Pick Your Line on Ink is easier to turn and you can steer it more right underfoot too. So it's better at ankle steering. Whereas the Stratos is like, that board is now a balls to the wall charger, like weight out, like hip thrown into the nose of the board to engage. And then when it engages, you transition your weight more towards the tail to push out of it. And the whole time, like you're locking in and just really, really, really pushing it. And it's, if you want to go Mach 10 and just lay it over and do it, That's the Stratos. So you want to be a little more laid back and something that's not going to kill you all the time. That's the pick your line on ink.
Yep.
And that's kind of how I feel about them. So. Nothing. You got nothing.
And what I normally would say is like the pick your line on ink is like a freestyle flagship. Is like that's how I kind of compare it to like something on the Jones line is like more of a freestyle oriented flagship where it doesn't have as much taper and it doesn't feel as set back. So those are the two that I would be like, those two are very comparable boards where Stratos a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Okay. We'll take this one from Dinos. I sized down another half size on some Ride Insanos. Will heat molding help me feel my toes again? It'll help.
It'll help.
But it depends. Like if you're like super curled in there, you might want to actually put a wedge under your heel in the insole to bring it up a little. And then when you heat mold it, that's going to kind of change how it pushes in there and relieve some of the pressure on the toes in there. You know, a really good deep
footbed as well
with a toe cap would probably help you a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then if you still need a little more room, try a footbed, because if you get like the proper arch support, it'll make your foot kind of slide back and like your toes won't try to sprawl out as much either. So you can try that as well. But just remember that Insano toe box isn't going to stretch because it's not stitched, it's molded. So there's no place for it to go. So if you feel the toe box at the end, you might be in trouble actually.
Yeah. Like there's only so much you can actually do with that. So.
But I think that liner does pack out quite a bit. Like I go full size down in my boots and I could feel like space in there after like 50 days. So I think you'll be fine. Just, toe cap them.
Yeah. I mean, there is a good amount of foam in that to actually really compress it out if you absolutely have to in there. The other thing you can do, I don't recommend this for everyone, but you can take a razor on your big toe on the outside of the shell and slit it so it gives a little more expansion so the inside will push out. And if you absolutely have to, you take some needle nose pliers and you can pull the foam out. You're going to lose a bunch of the padding in there. Your toes are going to get colder easier, but you can get a little more space with it that way if you absolutely have to too. So you got options, and whatever you do,
that's
don't
last
do
case scenario. That's last case scenario though.
Yeah. That's a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
So got hit up by an Amazon boot company. I don't know what the fuck they're making, but the photo that they sent me was their snowboard boot photoshopped onto a set of skis like it was Telly.
I saw that.
And, so I just gave them the address and I was like, send them. And
I want to know what the hell it is.
It's a company called Deer Family. They make like knockoff outdoor shit and stuff. But then they hit us up. I told them, I was like, they wanted 10 photos and a video. I was like, you're not getting photos. You'll get a video. I'm not doing more work. I was like, you're going to get a video. It's just going to be TC and I cutting them in half with a skill saw or a sawzall, And I was like, and they're like, well, we need it in a month, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, if you want us to rush job, you're going to have to pay $1,000. I'm not giving them a good review for $1,000.
No,
I'm paying them to rush job so that I can tell TC and Ben, okay, we're getting this done. Ben, you need to edit this. We're going to get it up before Christmas and do it because I think it's hilarious to get these companies to pay us to shit talk their crappy product. Also, we got another email from Ski Warrior, the Bluetooth heads up display, whatever goggles, but you'll love this. I instead of responding, all I do is send it. That's it. I don't respond. I don't tell them what we're doing. It's just a P.O. box address. And I just want them to send it. That's it. That's it. I just want them to send it because now at this point, I'm like, yeah, send everything. I want us to get known as the YouTube channel that just destroys anything that's sent to them from Amazon companies. They're like, they just destroyed it. And I'll be like,
yeah.
So that's where it is. But let's give this man a spin. Oh, click those links. Click those links in the description. All right, we're going to scroll around. I know we're missing some questions. We're going to try to see where we're at with everything here. Yes. Let's see. Oh, no, that wasn't the one I wanted to click. Sorry. I'm all over the place. I'm doing like 10 things at once over here, and it sucks. I'm just trying to get where we need to be, and I don't know. You guys are all over. It's so trying to set someone up as a moderator too. There we go. Boom. Oh geez. Oh geez. My dog's getting angry. Someone's dropping something off. It's probably snowboards. It's the worst thing ever. But yeah, we'll take this one from Jack Off Beat. Opening day at Bear Mountain tomorrow. Should I take the Signal Park series or my 22 slush slasher for the Jerry Chaos? Hashtag help. I'm clueless. Hashtag Clue Cuck Clan. You're one of these guys? You're part of the Clue Cuck Clan? I would probably take the Park series. I mean, you're riding Bear. It's going to probably just be slushy. I mean, you might as well go do that work on your Switch when it goes to shit inevitably, because we all know how Bear goes. Everyone from LA and Riverside is going to drive up in their two-wheel rear drive Sequoia with no chains, sliding all over the highway. So, you know, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would go the same
thing. It's fun, but I think for versatility's sake, I'd probably go with the Park series. That's just me. But does that mean Snow Summit's opening too? Because if Snow Summit's opening, I'd just go there over Bear. Bear is just chaos, and not good chaos, just chaos. No. All right. Ugh. Oh, well, jumbo sticker pack, sir. Just out here giving everyone everything. So, yeah. It's okay. You know, in like 4 hours, we're going to be really tired of writing shit down.
Yeah.
Just, I don't want to do it. Oh, let's see.
That's why we need a producer.
Yeah, we do. This is actually a good question from Milo. Looking to taking a trip next June for my 50th birthday. If you had a choice, would you go to Mammoth, Timberline, or Big Snow? Not looking for a long trip, just want to get out for the day. If you're only doing a day trip, I'd probably consider in June, I'd probably consider Timberline, depending on what the snow's like at Mammoth and if they're open. But Timberline's probably more of a safe bet, but people shouldn't go to the Northern Republic of New Jersey, in my opinion. That state's weird. It's a horrible, horrible state.
Yeah, I mean, I would
cool, but like after 2 hours, you're like, I have just done 100 laps. Like at least with Timberline, you're out in the sun, you're out in the volcano. You know, after 10 a.m., it starts to get slushy. By like 1 o'clock, it's soupy. You know, you can go full blown party board, make some laps, have some fun. That's what I would do. Plus, there's like more stuff to do out that way. You know, if you're going to make a short trip out of it, you don't just have to go snowboarding. Like if you go to New Jersey, I mean, what are you going to do? Drive down to Jersey City and watch a crack deal happen?
Go to the boardwalk, you know?
Ugh.
Go get a couple glizzies.
Oh, sprinkle some crack on them.
Yeah. I mean, if you're at the boardwalk, you might as well.
I don't know. If you're going that close to Jersey, you might as well drive into New York City and go to Schaller and Weber's Stube and get some food from them. Shout out to our new meat sponsor. I never thought we'd have a meat sponsor. I'm loving every minute of this. We have a meat sponsor. I'm so happy. I love how like everyone else in the YouTube sphere is like, I took money from this Amazon company or this shitty binding company. And we're over here like, we got meat. Who wants a hot dog? Smoked ham. What you want? We got you. Pocket bacon. Slim Jims and shit. Like they've got their own like version of a Slim Jim in their stuff.
Pickles.
Yeah. Well, Jesse from over there is going to send us some stuff next week. It's going to be great. But yeah. Anyways, let's give this man a spin. Ooh, hot soup coming through. Oh, let's see. We'll take this one from Samuel Sadler. I recently purchased a 2023 Ride Cycle Candy. I was hoping to ride it all mountain, but I'm worried it's going to suck in park. Did it in your experience? Also, did it suck on ice? I love that thing in the park. It's got a good flex to it. You just got to get over the fact it's got a directional shape to it. Like once you realize that you don't need a true twin to ride park and you lower your expectations of what you need from an actual park board, it becomes a blast. Like that board's, it's playful where you need to. You can really press into the tips on it. And then as far as it sucking on ice, I didn't have that problem. If you keep your edges sharp, it'll be fine. So
yeah,
so I don't know. You've ridden park with it, haven't you?
Yeah, I've taken on rails and stuff. It's fine. It's very similar to like the War Pig to me. So I'm like, the War Pig's like, that one is actually twin on the side cut. So like you can get away with a lot more on it as people think. But I'm like, it feels very similar. Like, as long as you get past the fact that you have a giant ass nose on it, just learn how to 5-0 or like tail press. And it looks so cool on like a directional board like that. You'll be fine.
The other thing is the width of it gives you so much more stability.
It's true.
Like you can really set down. So I think you're fine. Don't overthink it. Go shred. You'll be totally fine. So ooh, small sticker pack, sir. Small sticker pack. So, all you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and make sure your mailing address is in there. And I'm not going to say we're dropping them in the mail this weekend because I know mentally I'm going to be fried tomorrow. And I'm just going to go to the gym and yell at people and throw weights. So, okay. And this guy's bypassing a spin because what do you think of the yes typo? Literally put the review out this week. Go watch it.
It's out there.
Yeah, let's see. Find one. Yeah, we're gonna pass on that one. Trying to find some questions here. Ooh, we'll take this one from Buck Choi. Thoughts on the Arbor Vita for a beginner intermediate comparable boards? I think it's solid. Like, because the Vita is, I don't think they offer that in camber. It's just rocker right now, right?
I think they have both. Do
they have both on that one? So you got your camber choices with that. You got the grip tech underfoot, which will really help you learn ankle steering in there. If you're looking for something comparable, it's like, what is it? It's the first light from K2. Is that what it is? Did they change the name? They didn't change the name on that. Or Ride's got what? It's not. Is it the Saturday? Or no?
No, it would be the Magic. Well,
Magic Stick.
Magic Stick. Yeah, I think the Magic Stick's a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Magic Stick is their directional one with a little bit of taper on it. Otherwise, the Saturday would be like their Carbon 5 like jump board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then with Rome, I don't think it's the Muse. Is it the Royal? Is that what they call it? I don't know. This is why we need to hire a woman reviewer so she can just answer all the women's questions because we get like once a week.
Yeah. Otherwise, if you're looking at Jones, it would be the Dreamweaver. But yeah.
Yeah.
Boards.
Well, yeah, Dreamweaver and stuff. So yeah, Dreamweaver's a good one. All right, let's give this man a spin. All right, we're all over the place. So yeah, get your questions in. If you're just tuning in, you might get a spin of the wheel. You might not. Might forget to give you a spin of the wheel. Super chats do not matter today. We're not just doing super chats for that. You might ask the right random question and just win yourself a snowboard out of the blue. It's like, and that's not just for me. TC's got a board at his house that he's allowed to give away too. So that we got some cool prizes on here. This is just a whole day of giving back to the community. We're just trying to do that for you guys. So we really just want to promote that and get you guys out there. And we're stoked on everything you guys do. So let's see. Boy, we're all over the place. Oh, I like this question from Brad Rolfe. Cut from my job of 17 years, bought an Icon Pass and packing for an extended trip from Calgary to Jackson Hole to Utah to Colorado. Feasible strategy to van camp around the resorts in Summit County. You cannot camp at the resorts. That is a problem because the parking lots are not on federal land, but Summit County, you can park for up to 2 weeks on the Forest Service land. And so if you drive up like towards A Basin, you'll see some pull-offs on the left-hand side, and you'll probably see like a van or something. You can park on those. I've even seen people pull off where the chain-up stations are on Loveland Pass heading up to the basin. You have to pull to the far side. But there was a dude that literally camped in his camper. He'd do 2 weeks at one, then he'd pull it up to the next one about a mile up the road, camp for 2 weeks, then pull it back down to the next one for 2 weeks. So you can do that. Copper, you cannot park in the parking lot. If you come to Breckenridge, it's $5 or $7 a night for the airport lot overnight parking. You're not supposed to camp in there, but you're probably not going to get hassled if you do not make a scene and like make it look like you're camping in there. So there's that possibility. Let's see what else. It's off-season park or camping too for the Tiger Run RV park. I don't know if the campsite is open out on the Dam Road in Frisco, but it might be. And you can always park in the Walmart parking lot and camp too.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a couple options. Sorry you lost your job, but stoked you're going shredding.
Yep.
Ouch, you got nothing, sir. You got nothing. All right. Let's see. Take another women's question from Cameron LaRoe. What types of board would you think would work for beginner girls not looking to spend my entire life savings? So right now, this is the crazy thing. So like there's a ton of crazy deals, but I know that Christie Sports, which we have a link in the description, is blowing out a ton of last year's women's stuff. So I would go look for like a last year's Rosinal, probably a last year's Arbor, like maybe a Swoon or a Vita or something like that from them. With Rosinal, you could do a Diva or even was it the Marikai is the one down below it. But try to find a last year's because there are so many screaming deals right now on that. Size runs are going to be a little bit limited on that, but if you hunt around, you should be able to find anything. You got any tips, TC?
Yeah, I was gonna say Christie's, or depending on Evo might have some stuff from last year as well, but like look at their K2, like First Light, that would be a great one.
Yeah.
Or anything like K2 has a really good selection of like that lower end stuff, that beginner stuff that you don't need to spend an arm and a leg on. So I'd look at that. When it comes to bindings, like Ride has like CL4s you could probably find for a really good deal on Christie's site. I think they still have some.
I think they were on sale for $111.
Yeah, like you could probably get board and bindings for like under 400 right now.
The other thing, if you're on an extreme budget, hop on Facebook Marketplace, type Snowboard, look to see if they actually list the proper year of the board, then reverse search like how aggressive it is and do it that way. There was a lot of people during the pandemic that have bought snowboard equipment that have not gone for whatever reason, or they tried it and got their ass handed to them and they're quitting. And there's a lot of severely discounted stuff that's really quality stuff for dirt ass cheap. Like I saw, what was it? I think it was a Jones Dreamweaver with a set of now bindings on it, and she's like ridden once, and the photos, I'm pretty sure I could still see where the sticker was peeled off the base, but it was $225. I was like,
that's a really good deal.
That's a screaming deal.
That's a good deal. That's a real good deal.
So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. All right, we'll take this one. Oh, well, let's give her a spin. Let's give them a spin. We're doing this. Oh, support the Shred Foundation, shredfoundation.org. We got a charity fundraiser coming up for them soon. All right, so we're going to take this one from Matt Pearson Live. Which board can bomb faster, the Ride Super Pig or the Peace Seeker? Peace Seeker is a little more stable. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
They both bomb, but the Peace Seeker's got a stiffer tail, so you can sit on it more.
Peace Seeker's faster edge to edge as well, but I mean, if you're not turning, like I don't know. That was probably the Peace Seeker. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Peace Seeker. I'm assuming, just because of that tail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We actually have a Peace Seeker we might give away today, so you might get lucky.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, yeah, you can hit Mach 10 on either one of them though, and you should be fine.
Click the links. Click the links. I like this one. From Doe to You. How do you convince crotch goblins to stick with snowboarding if they keep falling and are throwing tantrums? You sell them on the black market, take the 80 to 100,000 that you can get from them, and you invest it back in yourself to snowboard more. No kids, no problems. I mean, unless you're keeping them around in hopes that you need a spare kidney or bone marrow later in life. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason I would have kids. Organ harvesting to prolong my life.
I would say get them a lesson. They're not going to throw tantrums with a stranger, and they'll listen to the stranger more. It's a weird thing, but just have them take one lesson and then they'll figure it out, and it'll be more fun for them than having you get frustrated and that sort of thing. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's kind of how I would go with it too. So
yeah.
Give him one prize entry, sir. This is for the late night prize drawing. Mystery snowboard. It's a big mystery. TC doesn't even know what board it is.
Nope. But all right, he's all in.
He's all in?
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. We're scrolling all over. Tell me when to stop, sir.
Go.
All right. All right. We'll take this one from Luke DeSaunier. Picked up an Endeavor Scout for a wicked Black Friday deal. Do you ride anything other than their archetype? Looking forward to shred power with this thing. Happy day, fellas. I mean, I own two, three. I don't know. I've got one right now. I've got the archetype. That's my board of choice for POW with them. It's perfect for Colorado conditions. I love it. Did you ride was it the Scout or no? You rode the Pioneer, didn't you, in the BOD?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I rode the new Scout. New Scout's fun. It's a solid board. You can get some stuff done. They make some quality stuff. I also think that their channel is better than Burton's, which is hilarious.
Yeah, because then I rode the DST as well, I think.
That was the Telos.
Yeah. Oh, what did I ride? I rode the Pioneer and something else from them with that channel. And actually, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And it handled a lot better where if I put my board in the sun, I didn't have to retighten my screws or anything. So
yeah,
they figured that channel out at least.
Traction in there.
Yeah. So. They figured that out, and I was happy with it.
Nice. Hot soup coming through. All right, let's see. Trying to find some stuff. Okay, we'll take this one from Alpha Kilo. What all mountain twin board for a freestyle newbie learning ollies and butters would you recommend to pair with my K2 passport? Thinking to grab something with Edge Tech. So I've been looking at Jones. I mean, that would put you on the tweaker. I'm not a fan, but that's me.
I wouldn't do the tweaker if you're looking to butter or anything, like, because it's full camber. There's no rocker in that board.
Yeah, and it's got that weird reverse profile.
Yeah, so I would do like, if you're looking at Jones, I'd go like a mountain twin, where that's going to have quite a bit of rocker on the nose and tail. It's a little bit softer where you can like lean into it more.
Personally, I just go grab an Arbor Westmark because then you get the grip tech under edge and you got your choice of camber or rocker. The rocker isn't so aggressive on it that it makes it just like a pile of turds. Like, it's not, you can actually pop with it. But the cool thing is as you're learning, you can roll back on the tail, roll forward on the nose. And then as you learn to pop into it, it's a really solid board for that. I actually owned like 8 of them. So
I was thinking a Yes Dicey. Because that's got grip tech under your foot. Well,
Dicey's, but even a jackpot, but
even
Dicey,
a jackpot would be fine. But
Dicey's
yeah,
good.
like something like that would be good because you still do get. I think the Dicey's got underbite, or is that midbite? I think it's underbite.
I think it's underbite. I have to.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of underbite, so. Yeah, you got options.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get this one spin. You could do a box knife too from Lip Tech if you found one. Won yourself a jumbo sticker pack, sir. Jumbo sticker pack.
So. If you want to stay K2, go World Peace or After Black might be a little stiff. I don't know. I haven't ridden the After Black since they changed it.
I haven't been on it in a while. That's one we need to grab. And you've got a broadcast, which they stiffen that up too. So
yep.
Let's see. Looking for questions. Oh, we'll take this super chat from Rye Guy. What's the best shop near Silverthorne with the best variety of boots? Two options. One, you're either going to go to Christie Sports, ask for Creston and Dillon. That's really solid. Or you're going to go over to MSO behind the old Burger King, across from the derelict Arby's. And Kevin, who used to work with me, might be there on Mondays, I think, still. But those are going to be the two biggest shops over there with the best selections for it. So you could try Sun and Ski over by the Schnarfs. I've heard that they're sitting on a ton of product, but I've also heard that no one shops there. So,
yeah,
you know, they'd probably be
otherwise
walked in.
Otherwise, you could go to like Gravity if you wanted to go over to Copper, which isn't that far, or Underground has a pretty good selection and pretty good size run right now too, and they're in Breckenridge. So
yeah,
I mean, 20-minute drive either way, but you know, that'll give you a good selection.
I mean, you can get around this county in 15, 20 minutes as long as someone doesn't spin out their rear-wheel drive Mustang convertible.
Pretty much in this county, I just consider everything 20 minutes away from where we live. So, like,
yeah,
it's not that big of a deal.
No, it's definitely not. Oh, you got nothing, sir. You got nothing. All right, we'll take this one from Dinas. If I don't win a board today, should I buy a Rome Stolly Cruiser? What size should I get? I had boot size 10, 175 pounds. I mean, definitely fun board. I'd grab the 54 personally in that. If you want a little more stability, go up to the 57. So, you know, that's that board's fun. So yeah. Yeah. So all right. You won yourself some CB Days OG muscle gel. So, you know,
nice.
You just 500 milligrams pain relief goodness. Slather this stuff on. I wish I had a bathtub full of this. I could just jump in every day. Every day. But yeah, you won yourself that. And, you know, the good thing about CB Days is it works. It's run by snowboarders. You look at the guys that sponsor it. They're all like the old guys you looked up to when you were a kid. They're using this so that they can keep riding. And then you look at like some of the young guys, and they're using it. And so it legitimately works. So, but we can take that off the wheel now. My fingers are blue. All right. And just because this is this guy's first time on the Black Friday live stream, we're giving him a spin. Because why not? It's your first time. Thanks to our sponsors, to every company that's hooked us up with something today. Schaller and Weber, CB Days, Roasted Origins Coffee, Rome, Ride, Nidecker, Cole, all those guys. So, yeah, we're here. You know, I know it's a little weird in here right now, but that's what we're doing. And for everyone that's just tuning in, basically, if you ask a question, you're probably getting a spin if we remember to do it. If we don't, oh well, suck it up. You're in charge and responsible to get your prizes. You have to email info@angrysnowboarder.com to get them. But if you win anything in there, and you have till December 5th to claim them, but we are giving away multiple snowboards and stuff throughout the day. We do have another live stream coming back up at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard, and then the final one of the day will be at 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So multiple times to win this. And if you ask the right question, TC is going to pick a snowboard for you. So, or give you one, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Looking for questions. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Hi, Angry and TC. Could you say anything about B grade production, especially Mervin? How many percent are B grades? Are there shops which sell B grades as A grades? What kind of production? So the B grades, usually it's a dimple either on the base or the top sheet because there was epoxy in the cassette when they pressed it. With Mervin, it tends to usually be the top sheet. And sometimes they slide through QC and you do see them at shops, but I haven't seen them regularly in like 15 years. So I think their QC's gotten a lot better. But every now and then you do see them. I mean, you sold them at Evo.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some at Evo. Most of them were like online. But we did have we had one case where it was on Jamie Anderson's directional powder board that they made her. And it was actually super cool where it was like a dark line that went through the base of it, but you could still see the base or through the graphic, and you're like, that actually looks sick. But it was like the whatever basalt stringers they throw in it, you could see it through the actual graphic, and you're like, that's cool, but people are like, we don't want that. Most of the time what you'll see is those B grade boards will go to like demo boards for like shops. So like shops will buy them as a demo board, and yeah, it'll be a little dimple on top of the top sheet, and it literally has no effect on how the board rides. Or sometimes you'll see it where it's just like the graphic has just been offset just a little bit when they printed it on. So it's really, it doesn't affect how they ride. It's not like bad wood or bad like materials. It's just cosmetically, it just kind of looks a little off.
Yeah, every now and then you'll notice because they do the tucked edges on the tip. It won't sit right with where the tip fill is. So they put a little epoxy in there. I mean, unless you're railing into rocks and shit, you're probably never going to have an issue with it. So, but the cool thing about B grades is they can 70% off. So you can save money for something that literally has a dimple right under the insert, like where your bindings are going to cover it. So
yeah. And I mean, the house used to have a shit ton of B grades. Like,
yeah,
if you wanted a board, you're like, just check the house because it'll be $200 off a brand new board. I haven't really seen many companies like really selling them that much anymore. Like I see Mervin does it, but like I remember Burton used to do it all the time in the early 2000s. Like you could just find B grades left and right, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, with the Burton ones from that era, they had like a stamp that they would put on the nose and into it. So it was like a heated stamp, and it would say B grade. So you could not warranty it.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I worked at a shop where we would, the rep would kind of unload B grades on us, and people like that were, hurting for cash would be like, why is this $200? I was like, there's no warranty on it. And I was like, this is the defect. This is this or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, okay. Then they break it and try to warranty it. And I was like, what the fuck? It says B grade right on it. Like, so yeah.
Yeah.
I've owned a couple B grades. I never worry about it. I'm like, it's a snowboard.
Yeah. I mean, at P-Tools, we use the Mervin ones as like our demo fleet. Like it was just B grade because literally a dimple in the top sheet. Nobody ever said shit. So
10 prize entries.
10 prize entries
for late night tonight. So you got this. Mark that down, sir.
1 second.
Yeah. So okay.
All right, we're good.
You good?
Yep.
All right, we got Nevermind the Bullocks. Looking at grabbing a public board for park this year. Which one would you recommend for this year's model? Smack my 23 Union Ultras on it. Yeah, put the Ultras on it. You'll be fine. I like the Dispute. That's like probably my favorite one from them, the Joe Sexton one. But you could do the display, like pretty much all their boards except for is it called the Research? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah, the Research
directional one.
Board. Pretty much all their other boards are freestyle oriented. But I'm a big fan of the dispute. So yeah, that's what I would go with. Ouch, you got nothing. Ooh, I like this question. I'm gonna let you answer it first. From Beishinja, what snowboard companies do you feel is pushing the industry forward in terms of tech gear and evolution?
Tech gear and evolution. That's a good question, actually.
Yep.
I don't know. Do you have one like off the top of your head?
Oh yeah. So okay. So for manufacturing and going more in a forward-thinking green initiative, so that we're not as destructive to the environment, it's Jones. Jones is doing a really good thing with that, with their epoxy and everything in there, and how they're that recycled board core and stuff like that. That's really, really cool. Technologically, I think if we look at the binding side of things, it's the Roman battalion bindings are absolutely amazing with the amount of customization that comes with them, and that D30 foam and that other foam that they're working on with that. Capita is another one with like their high-end quality stuff, like their base finish on their boards. That's another one. When we look at boots, it's Ride K2 all day. They've revolutionized it. You know, it speaks volumes when the boot designer for Burton is trying to rip off Ride and K2.
Yeah.
You know, so there's that. GP87/Telos Snowboards has some really cool stuff going on with their construction stories. And there, Oakley, obviously, with what they're doing with goggles, especially as we see the proliferation of more cheap knockoff Amazon goggles coming out. Those guys are doing it. Like, I got hit with this stupid fucking goggle company called Detour Goggles, and it was like, on the left is an Oakley and on the right is ours. And like, you can see the comparison. And I was like, well, you definitely compressed the video for the Oakley to make it look bad. But I was like, quality wise, I'd still take that Oakley, because I'm pretty sure I could shoot that with a 22 and it's not going to shatter the way your lens is. It's going to be a lot safer. And I mean, where is it? Yeah, right up here. So, so I shot this from 25 feet away with a pellet gun right there, put that dimple in it. It dimpled on the inside, but it never went through it. And I tested a bunch of the Amazon goggles, like those stupid Outdoor Masturbator and Kuno and all that stupid shit that the influencers push. And those goggles, like, they didn't hold up at all. And so to see where they're going with that technology and what they're working on, you know, I think that that's something that they're working on. Let's see what else is out there. Well, like, here's another one. Nidecker, Supermatic.
Yeah.
I mean, because like, if you got the Clue and you got the Supermatic, right? The Clue literally looks like a Solomon rental binding that they just put a stirrup in that pops out. I mean, it's got like Solomon wannabe straps, shitty ass screws. This thing is solid. It's heavier for sure, but it's more solid in the way that they designed this. So, you know, when you really start comparing it, they're there. What about on the outerwear side? What would you say?
Well, that's what I was like. Well, Jones is definitely for on that sustainability side, because even in their outerwear, like next year, no like forever chemicals in their outerwear and stuff. But then I was also thinking Ride as well for innovation wise, because they're doing like a caster being urethane, where it's like, all right, that's pretty sweet. Like they're doing that on their boots. They did their cap construction as well, where it is an old technology, but they figured out how to actually make it so it's a floating sidewall, so it's actually stronger than the regular one. Like Chilton, their old engineer that is now with Rome, can't wait to see what he does with Rome, but that guy is a freaking genius. Like, he's so good at like coming up with either old technology or just new stuff and making it like so strong and durable. And like, their boards might not be the most sustainable, but you'll be able to ride them a lot longer than other boards. So like, that's something there, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and going with that caster beam thing, on the K2 side from Ride K2, they're doing bindings with caster beams now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when you start putting that in there, it's a more biodegradable plastic versus like you look at like the old thermal plastics and then the nylon composites and stuff, and you know, that shit's gonna sit around forever. But if you can find a way to properly recycle it, it's gonna really help.
But then, I mean, like with Capita and the mothership, they're like hydro-powered plant, like right there. They take all of their old wood chips and everything from the boards, like all of the sawdust, turn them into pucks and heat the whole town like that, where their like factory is. Like
so that's something that actually I think they got that idea from Venture Snowboards.
Yeah.
So down in Silverton, down there, Venture has been heating their factory off the shavings from their core production for years, and that's another thing too that's in there. So it's cool to see that, because it's like, it's when a company isn't trying to be green by saying they're green, but they're like, hey, this is actually like, we tried this and it worked. Because I've written some green shit where I'm like, ugh, this is fucking trash, and then you get on stuff and you're like, oh, this works, because you know it's trial and error, but you want to fail forward with it. And so to go into that is always a good time, and I think that that's a fun one for that. So, you know, every company to some extent is doing something to progress where they're working with. The big thing is that Nidecker bought a 25% stake in Mervyn, and they're opening a factory in North Seattle, or north of Seattle, and it's about 4 years out, but they're bringing all their construction methods and their environmental, so the stuff they use for Jones, some of the stuff for Yes, and what Mervyn's been doing, and they're going to combine that. And they're actually like, well, by doing this, we're actually going to be able to drop our prices because we're buying raw materials and doing everything in such bulk. And I was like, that's actually genius in the grand scheme of things. And you see that versus some of these like American manufacturers that's like, well, we make our board with 5 gallons of epoxy and it's fiberglass and crap ass carbon, and we put rental board top sheets and shit, and then slap a lasagna camper and call it a day.
Yeah, like, yeah, it'll be huge that they're going to be made in the U.S. Like that's big. And Mervyn also does their own thing where like they're water-based inks and like their own forest where they like, that tree's about to die, we should probably cut it down. It's like, okay, cool. Like that's what they use for their boards and stuff. So yeah, I mean, every company's got their own way of doing things, but they're all, pretty much every company we've talked about is like looking at what everybody else is doing. Like, okay, how can we make it our own at this rate?
Still waiting for magnets in my boots.
Yeah.
Just, and I'm on.
I'm waiting for the BOA binding. I can't believe nobody's tried to license out a BOA binding yet.
K2 tried that.
Did they?
Yeah.
Well, aren't they doing that boot with the bow on the
one? It was the K2 Auto, and so it had a cable through the toe strap, and when you would do the heel strap, it would pull the toe strap in as one. Okay. So, yeah, it was that auto technology. That binding was actually really good and inventive for what it was. The problem was they had one bad year of manufacturing, and it just ruined everything. And it was like a factory issue with materials or something. And unfortunately, it didn't work out the way you'd think it would. But I actually liked that binding because the cool thing was with that cable that ran through, it allowed for give and take. So when you would drive in and pull the heel strap would pull forward, it would pull the toe strap in. So you had this different leverage in there. And, you know, it was that binding.
All right, well, kind of surprised how long it took for that to happen today because we were having technical difficulties all before this. But hopefully he comes back soon. Nope, not still. But yeah, so I got. Oh, there he is. Well, kind of. Yeah. I mean, that was a weird time in snowboarding when they came out with that binding where they were just doing all sorts of stuff. See, it was kind of like that where everybody wanted to have a quick entry technology without making like a step-on thing again. And now we're back to that stage where it's like, we got to keep going and trying to do that. But All right. Well, hopefully he gets back into it. We'll look for another question while he hopefully comes back in. Let's see what we got here. There you are.
Ah, yeah. Well, yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know what's going on there. Fucking booted me big time. We're back. We're back. We're not out. That was so weird. I've never seen it experience that before, but it like just fucking straight booted me. So, anyways, we still got this guy's spin. So let's get that spin.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, we might just go past the spin.
We're still going. We're still going. You got a few minutes before we hit the intermission. Give that man 10 prize entries too.
Oh dear.
Oh geez. No, we're not dead yet. We're still here. So that was weird. I don't know. I've never seen it do that before. So oh well. Okay. All right. Let's find some.
Perfect.
Let's see. Okay. You good?
Yep, you can keep going.
All right. So we got Dylan Costanzo. Hey, Averin and TC, how concerned do you think I should be about the El Nino winter conditions this year in the Pacific Northwest? Bachelor and Hood delayed opening, and most resorts in Washington have less than a foot base right now. I'd be pretty concerned at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get snow, but it's just like, when is it going to come, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of where we're. So it could be a late start and then you just have a spring to remember. It could just be drips and drabs all season and you never get the real goods. It's you know, that's how it is, unfortunately. So you kind of playing Russian roulette.
Yeah, I mean, if we weren't man-making snow, I feel like we don't normally have a bunch of snow at this time.
No, we definitely do not. But, sir, you won yourself a jumbo sticker pack, so all you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and make sure you put your mailing address in there, and we're going to do that. Also, shout out to our moderator, Jack Off Beat. Be nice to him, people. Don't abuse him. He will put you in timeout. Okay. We're going to take this one from Turning Boards. Got the OG forces off Christie Sports for my K2 overboard. I love my ultras. Hated the Atlas Pros. Will I hate the force as well? Anything else to recommend for an overboard? You're probably not going to like those forces. If you didn't like the Atlas Pro, you're not going to like that force, especially if you like the Ultra, because it's got so much play underneath. You would have probably been better off with a Strata, in my opinion, sticking with Union. Otherwise, if you can find a set of the K2 Lean ATs or the new Bonds from K2, because it sits on that puck system, you're going to get more play and it will match up to that overboard, in my opinion. What do you have for this man, sir? And are you familiar with the overboard?
Not super familiar with it.
Okay, so it only came in one size, which is 165, and it's a Japanese POW surfboard. That's what it's designed for.
So in that case, I would definitely go. I would go like honestly like a battalion, like Chaos ASIM probably, where you really get like a lot of that lateral play to it. And then I would go probably like a District Pro, where you do get some stiffness in the straps, but you still get that shadow fit for that side to side. If you do like the Atlas Pro is too much, and like you love your ultras, and you still want that lateral surfy play, I think. Like, so those are what I would say. I don't know. You might be fine with your ultras on it too. Like, but yeah. I would say ride the ultras on and see what happens, and then if you
overboard, it's not that you want power for that board. You want more play, and you want to be like, even a Solomon hologram would probably be really good with that shadow fit heel cup in there. And I think that would be really more responsive. Like, I don't think you're going to like those forces, to be honest. I just don't think it's a good matchup with that board.
No.
Shall we?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, cooked. Next person below gets 5 entries, which is hilarious because I was going to answer their question anyway. So give you 5 entries for the late night raffle or prize drawing. I guess we can't call it a raffle. It's a prize drawing, but we're just putting people in all over the place for that. So, and then they ask, will the stiffness going from a stock to remind insoles affect already snug boot fit, reheat, mold, suggestions, pray for snow? So you got to remember, it's going to raise you up. It's going to cradle your foot. You do want to remold that liner. It's going to feel a lot more snug in there because it's sucking up space versus the stock insole, which I don't think, wait, do I have one in here? Nope, I don't, because stock insoles are generally pretty cheap and thin. So it's going to change that whole dynamic for you. But, remold it, be aware the boot's going to pack out a little bit more too now because of that. So let's give you a spin. Click the links. All right. I want to just point this out that he spelled menace like penis.
I like it.
What word should I give if I want to be a meanest on the hill? Not menace, a meanest.
I like it.
I'm not picking on you because you misspelled it. It's just so freaking funny to me. Oh my God. So yeah. It's just too funny. I'm gonna give you a spin because that just makes me laugh. TC, don't be a meanest.
Don't be meanest.
Remember to ollie slow signs. We got to follow that one up with this one. I give OTPHJs. Will that help me win a free snowboard? Probably from someone else.
There you go. Awful lot of zipper on that one.
Got to find that lawn chair ride.
Yeah.
Go to Ski Cooper. 22
minutes. I was gonna say Ski Cooper Sunlight.
A chair over at Copper.
Yep.
But no, an OTPHJ is not the bribe we're looking for here. But we'll let you spray some skiers. Okay. Let's see. We got some more questions. We're all over the place. It's chaos reigns supreme on Black Friday. So, okay. We're going to take this one from Coffin. TC, what are your thoughts on working with Angry Snowboarder thus far? Lived up to expectations, weirder than you expected. Hashtag watch out for Slim. Hashtag no fruit on pizza. Fucking assholes and your anti-pineapple fruit on. Fuck you. I'm going to go eat a pineapple pizza after this. So,
I mean, thoughts so far is I feel like I don't work as much as I thought I was going to, honestly. So I'm sure that's going to change within the month here, but I got 3 weeks left and then we go on vacation. So
yeah,
it's going to pick up at some point, but
14th of December, and then we're on vacation till after the 5th. So
yeah. So I'm like, okay, it'll pick up at some point. I know it, but yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty chill so far. It's been nice. Get to spend a lot more time with my dog, which is awesome. Get to snowboard a lot more, and I don't have to drive as much. So all wins there. Yeah, can't complain about it. Like he's like, this is probably
like 10 to 12 weeks off a year.
Yeah, that's true. And pays you for it, but also I don't know. He's like, it's not bad. I got nothing to complain about really. Like it's very chill so far. We only had one freak out about a printer, but we fixed the printer and it's all good now.
Yeah, the printer issues plague us.
Printer issues. It was my fault too that I didn't order extra ink. I was like, you know what? It comes with 25 feet. How much more do we need? And then we fucked it up 25 feet worth of times, and And then we had to wait 2 weeks, and then yeah, so it's been great. Loving it so far. I love being back in the mountains, honestly. So it really doesn't matter after that. I'm like, yeah, good to have stuff to do. But nothing's been like crazy pressing where it's like, oh, we got to do this right now. It's like, okay, like we just got to get this done today. I'm like, okay, sounds good to me.
And well, the thing with hiring TC that people don't realize was it was never about the immediate effect of hiring him last season to start with the reviews. The big thing is for the next year's content and the fact that we're starting to film and we're stockpiling a backlog of stuff that you guys will not even see for another year. That was the big thing. And the goal is we want to be 6 months to a year out on all content going forward. And when we get there, then we can be like, oh, well, we got a year's worth of content. Well, let's start working on 1.5 to 2 years content, because most people that do YouTube and do what we do, they're never thinking more than 2 weeks to a month out. And we're thinking so far out. So like for TC, it's been a slow training process, but every couple months I'll be like, that's a TC thing now. And then I hand it off to him and I'm like, you get to do that now. And then I get to go concentrate on other things. And that's how it is. And I told him when I hired him, I was like, there's a lot of downtime with this job.
Yeah.
And it's a weird job because it's like, today we're going to live stream like 8 hours, right? It's a crazy amount of time for us to do that. And then next week it'll be like 1 hour and 45 minute to 2 hour live stream, and it's like, oh, okay. But next week too, we've got to finish filming or finish riding K2, Fix, Ashbury goggles, and Slash snowboards. And then we've got to film that stuff and get that off to Ben, the editor. And then it's also like, what you don't see is TC will be implementing affiliate links into the videos, reviewing his projects that he's filmed. I'll be doing that. We've got to do, we're going to have to mail out all the prizes from today, stuff like that. So we work on all that stuff. And, as I told him, I was like, it's not what I'm hiring you for right now. It's what I'm hiring you for in the future. And the future is what we're looking for. And like all you guys that join Angry Snowboarder VIP, or you buy merchandise from angrysnowboarderstore.com, super chat, you're active on our Discord, you follow us on Instagram, you click the affiliate links, all of that is building to what we can do next. So like there's stuff I can talk about and stuff I don't want to talk about just yet because we haven't hit that point. But eventually, like TC will have a review team under him and be handling that. And I will have phased out on that because what I want to do is I want to do travel reviews where I go, I meet the local snowboard community somewhere. I go to the local snowboard hangouts for food. I talk about the local shops. I talk about the history of what people have done in that community. And I move on and do these different things. And while those guys are still doing that, and then TC will build up the next group that he'll phase into that when I phase out of that into something else, and that's where it is. Like I constantly tell TC, I'm like, you're good right now. You're going to be great next year. You're going to be absolutely amazing in 2 years because then you'll have this back catalog. You'll know how everything works. And that's where we're going with that. And so like, this is his first Black Friday. This is my 5th that we've done this. And this, like, you guys haven't gotten really as chaotic as I thought you would. It's still early, but I thought it would go off the rails a lot sooner. But you guys are kind of embracing the mellow chaos.
Everybody's got the hangover going from last night. They're like, we ate turkey and we watched football all day. So they're just a little tired. I'm about to have my second cup of coffee whenever we go to our producer tells us we're going to commercial break and go get it.
You mean me when I say when we go on our intermission? Because you guys are getting a 5-minute intermission. I made an intermission video for this. It's amazing.
Yeah. I was laughing. I really enjoyed it. Like when you turned it on, I was like, okay. And then I was like, holy shit. Like this takes me back. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. But the goal is to hopefully give away a bunch of snowboards, beanies, talk snowboarding, keep you guys stoked, get everything going. That's where we're at with it. But TC's crushing it with what we're doing over here. And this is This is where we're at. So let's give Coffin a spin. Oh, so close to getting that mystery prize. Spray some skiers. All right.
He's got a lot of entries, actually. When I was putting them in the other day, I was like, holy shit, dude.
All right. So I like this one from Jason. I have 5 small children, all my own, not kidnapping neighborhood kids. Why not? That's free spare parts. What's the most bang for your buck trick I can teach them? MFM butters. Side question. Do I give up the skiers for adoption or just stop feeding them? You sell them. You sell them on the black market. So the money can. So, yeah. That's you gotta sell them on the black market for that. But I think best bang for the trick, teach them how to pop on rollers and side hits. That's the big one. Even if it's just straight airs, I think that's the big one. You know?
And then back ones. Back ones are scary because you can't see the landing. But if you can conquer a back one, like front threes, back threes are all so easy because you're used to not being able to see what you're doing. So that's like the big one. And if you can make it MFM like steezy, maybe open up that jacket before you show them, that'll also get you some brownie points. Or they'll call you a kook because they don't know who MFM is. But, you know.
Just show them back in black. Lost Snowboard videos on YouTube. Great channel. So many old snowboard movies are on that. Please show them the history of snowboarding. Mm-hmm. Like that's also get
Kevin Backstrom clips.
5 kids.
Yeah.
Or
Kevin Backstrom clips, Arthur Longo clips, just stuff where they're not spinning like 1400s because that teaches kids bad style. So teach them the style first, and then they can really kick ass at snowboarding. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do if I ever have kids.
Well, we know I'm not.
You could. You never know.
The last 2 girls that I've been on dates with were the worst. Well, I'm hitting the point in my life where I'm like, I'm just going to rent prostitutes and buy dogs.
That's fair.
Because you never buy a prostitute. That's a pretty woman scenario. Then you have to feed them the rest of your life.
That's a pretty woman scenario.
It's like catch and release. It's great. Just trust me on that. But you buy the dog, then you train the dog to love you more than anything on the world so that it will protect you at all costs.
That's fair.
And that's how you do it. But let's give Jason a spin. Going aggressive. You know?
There's some
give that man 10 prize entries.
Dang, Jason.
Getting you in there for later tonight when we give out that board. So, yes. And let's see what else we got here. I think I saw our boy Tommy Bennett lurking in here somewhere. Where'd he go? I know he's lurking because I don't hear any birds. That man eats whole live birds. Whole live birds. Craziest thing I've ever seen. Can dislocate his jaw and just swallow him whole. All right. There he is. Tommy Bennett. Great seeing you at Keystone yesterday. I don't know how I was at Keystone yesterday. I think you've been hanging out with my doppelganger. Always fun watching you ride. It seemed like you were struggling with those clues a bit. I was not out cluesing. Not a clueser. I have a clue. I've been making all sorts of clue puns lately. It's been amazing. These things are the biggest pieces of shit.
What he hasn't told you is he just straps his snowboard boots in and just walks around with the stirrups on just so he can kind of feel like a cowboy. Like,
is that how Tommy does things?
That's how Tommy does it. He doesn't tell anybody that, but he's got a pair at home and he just walks around his house just like a cowboy wearing those.
Just cowboying it up.
Dude, we should
put his favorite show Yellowstone.
We should put stirrups on the back of the heel cup, just the little spinning ones. That would be so fucking fun.
You mean a spur?
Yeah, spur on the back of it. Well, stir on the back of the stirrup, but yeah. Can we? Once we're done riding them, we're going to
Murdoch's?
Murdoch's? They probably got some.
Murdoch's probably has them.
They probably do.
Yeah, I'm all about that life.
We're getting spurs and
we'll
ducks.
Give Tommy a spin. But just so everyone knows, his company Benetech, which is like mid-layer or like shell-layered tech hoodies and stuff and goggles, which we actually have a pair here. He's doing a 30% off sale. So shop Benetech. So check that out too. Support the man. He's doing some stuff. Tommy, you won yourself a small sticker pack. I'll be sure to leave it on your car. Slap it right on your windshield, right where you see, because we know that you sit on a phone book. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll see Tommy at Copper. So, and he and all of us, we're working on something for the future too. So, all right. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this one from MK. Is the Nidecker sensor an all right board? I had it recommended by a friend, and it is on a crazy deal right now. So it's a soft park board. It's not my personal favorite. At the end of the day, it's just another fucking twin snowboard. That's the way I describe it. There's nothing where I'm like, got on it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I was like, yeah, wrote it. Okay, next. Have you been on that board, TC?
Mm-mm.
All right, we'll get you on that at some point. So, spray skiers. All right. Let's see. We're all over the place. I'm looking for something here. Let's see what we got here. Want to find something good. I like this one from HogDog970. I stopped dating in Summit County in my 30s. It's a shallow pool. It is a lot better than it used to be. When I moved here, it was like 27 guys to one girl. And now it's only 5 guys to one girl. Odds are so much better, but I got old.
I think
sucks.
I mean,
because
when
now I'm just left with the ones that bought condos back in the day and their kids. And I'm like, this is horrible. It's horrible.
When I first moved here, I'm pretty sure it was a lot worse than it is now. Like,
how many years ago?
It was all dude. 8 now?
8?
7, right?
7, 8.
Well, it's 2023.
You moved here when it was probably 14 to 1 odds.
Yeah, it was 2016, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was still bad. We're like, it's just dudes everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude soup.
I think I worked with 2 girls at the rentals shop, maybe 3, but otherwise the rest were dudes.
And I want to bring this up from Ice Coast. The no fruit on pizza crowd sure loves tomato sauce on pizza. Hypocrites. Tomatoes fruit, but we're gonna give, we got to go give Hog Dog here his spin.
Oh, did we lost him again? That's not good. I guess we'll see.
All right.
No? Okay. All right.
Give us a second. Come on. Do not do this again.
We can hear you, kind of. Can you hear me? Nope. Okay. Well, Hot Dog 970 will we'll see what he's got going on when he comes back, I guess. Otherwise, we'll just keep going and we'll see if we can find a good question until Avern gets back. Let's see what we get. All right. Is he? All right. Well, I guess Avern's gone for now. Oh. We'll see if he popped back in.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. No, it's I blame the anti-pineapple pizza people. They're out there just trying to take us out. That's what it is. But we're gonna go on. We're gonna go take an intermission because some of you are clearly hungry. So we'll see you guys.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn?
Hi, I'm Chili Dilly, the personality pickle. Crisp, tender, and tasty with a bit of spice.
It's intermission time, folks, so hurry, hurry, hurry.
Snack bar clerks will knock themselves silly, speeding your order for a real chili dilly.
Slide into an oven-fresh bun, and I'm ready for your eating fun.
There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Served cold in a sack for you to savor.
This is a private mountain.
But I only wanted a hot dog? Yes, sir.
Why don't you try a juicy good hot dog?
The Juicy Frank Sizzling Hot.
Tender and tasty with dainty to eat, no muss, no fuss. An ideal snack for all of us.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. The popcorn can't be beat.
It's delicious.
So nutritious.
It's a taste delight.
It's 1 minute till showtime. It's showtime.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the show.
Well, we're back. TC, You survived intermission.
We did. It was great. I got a coffee refill. I'm excited.
Oh, so because your Guitar One asks, what snack did you have during intermission? You got coffee, huh?
I got coffee. I almost heated up. We got some pizza from Sauce on the Maggie the other day. Really good pizza, actually. And I was like looking at it. I was like, do I heat up a slice really quick, or do I wait and then do like Thanksgiving leftovers? So I waited. I went with the Roasted Origins coffee, which use Angry 10, get 10% off on that today too.
Yes. Support our coffee addiction. So,
well, my
coffee addiction. I don't drink coffee.
No,
caffeine puts me to sleep.
When we did film that commercial, you're like, that actually smells really good. Like, yeah,
it does smell good. So, I'll give it that. Yeah. It does, So, all right. Well, let's give this man a spin here. So, it is what it is. Oh, click the links. You got nothing out of that one. All right. Let's. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed the intermission for it. I know we lost some people with that. It's a bad fever dream that I cut together in 10 minutes. Okay. We're going to take this one from Dominic Blair. What binding should I put on my K2 Manifest? I'm between the Nitro Team and the Ride A6. What would you slap on there, sir?
Ooh, I would. I'd probably go the Nitro Team, honestly.
That's what I was thinking. I think it's a little more binding than the A6.
Yeah, especially for you, Dom. We're definitely going the Team. The A6 is too much. It's down.
Yeah, we'll go with the team. We'll go with the team on that Manifest.
Yeah.
Got yourself a jumbo sticker pack, sir. So that's a positive right there. I'm really disappointed. No one's asked the right question to win a snowboard yet. I was really hoping you guys would be on that. TC wants to give this board away, but no one's asked the right question. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we're going to take this one from our boy. My knees are cheese. Looking good, boys. I'm on vacay and it won't let me super chat because Europe is weird. Averin, where's snowboard trend from back in the 90s? Hook your boy up with a spin and I'll get you back when I'm stateside. You don't have to get me back. You sent me an action figure.
Yeah.
TC's got his behind him.
Yep. He's watching the 6 always.
Always. Got that. Where's trend? Dude, where's trend? Step-ins. Because people are still using those step-ins. You took your gun away from your guy?
No, he's got one too. It came with 2. And
you didn't give him both guns? He's not dual gunning?
No, because I want him to be able to shoot the noob tube on it. Because that one's got a little tube on there. So he needs 2 hands for that. And I need my own just in case there's an intruder.
Yeah.
But worst trend from the 90s. It's pretty bad. Or what about the low backs?
No, because low backs made sense back then because most boots actually had a lower cuff. So it kind of actually matched up in that in the 90s. Like I actually rode when I started riding, I had Moro low backs and I had Airwalk half pipe freestyles. I have never experienced the level of tweakability that I had with that. And I never want to again.
What about the Craig Kelly triple strap?
Oh God, the power strap on the top there.
Yeah.
The super carving. Oh. I don't know. That was, no. It's step-ons to me because back then they were just such trash and people literally are still using them. And I'm like, stop. Just stop. Like,
did you ever have the ones at your resort that were the disc? Like, and if you walked on any sort of snow, it just caked in there. So you never got that.
You talking about the clicker system?
I don't know.
We talking about it was on the sides of the boot. It was the switch step-in.
It might have been the switch, but
the actual mechanism was like a little disc. It looked like a hockey puck. Yeah, that's the switch system. That's what we had in the rental shop. So one of my jobs,
that's what
when I was in high school, my job when I wasn't working in the ski check and the basket check was I had to go into the rental shop and take broken pairs and cobble them together into working pairs. That was my job. And you learned real quick at a young age that those were not mechanically sound. Like, I am not an engineer by any means, but if I can take it apart I didn't even have a drill. I had an Allen wrench and I had a grinder, a foot pedal. And if I could take them apart with that, you learned really quick that they were not the best quality.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was those were awful. Give that man a small sticker pack. We're good. So
Nice.
you know how to claim stuff if you're still watching over there in Europe.
Yep.
So all right, let's see. We're still. Oh God, there's got to be some questions around here somewhere. Ooh. We'll take this one from Victor Gioca. Greetings from Romania. Thanks for the binding recommendation. I finally ordered this year's forces on your suggestion for €250. Can't wait to get them on my hands. Stoked that we can help you out, sir. Let's give you a spin. Stoked you're tuning in from Romania, too. Thank you to our sponsors. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I like this one from our boy Beziums. TC, what does snowboarding mean to you?
What is snowboard? I mean, it's kind of pretty much my life at this point. Like, I deal with it every day. Like, I love it every day. Like, every time it's like, oh, we get to go snowboarding. If it sucks at Copper, we're going to A-Basin. Like, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a way how I can deal with stress and everything. It's pretty much what my life has become, and I'm super happy with it. Like, if I wasn't into like snowboarding like I am now, I would probably be sitting in like a desk somewhere, like actually using my college degree. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty much become my life to this point where my girlfriend's like, all right, this has become almost another girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, sorry about that. Like, but it is what it is. Like, I love it, and hopefully I'll never have to stop doing it. So yeah, that's what it means to me.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is to you.
Yeah.
I'd be dead. I'd be dead if I didn't have it. Literally be dead. Wouldn't have made it to 21. I'd be dead.
Oh, I'd be so miserable. Like, just
dead.
So miserable.
Straight up dead. Probably would have died in a freak bar fight.
Yeah, I had a few years when I didn't do it because I was like doing track, and it was like those were not the funnest years of my life. I'll say that. I was in great shape, but snowboarding, makes you happy. Makes me happy at least. Yeah, and that's what's needed.
Yeah. Click those links, people. All right, let's scroll up. We're going to go back to some older questions because that's how we roll around here. Let's see. How far up will this thing let me scroll? I like this one from Jicklepuse. The children yearn for thy stickers, which giveth extra horsepower and skier sprayage. Well, stickers have to be red, like this. Red stickers give more horsepower to your snowboard. That is factually true.
More flames.
Lose a turn. Ouch. Oh, okay. We'll take this one from Chris Stewart, Extra P. How did you and TC meet? Old friends, or did you just like the cut of his jib? TC inherited me from Travis, the old intern.
Yeah.
That's how everyone gets me. They don't choose to be my friend. They inherit me.
Yep. Honestly, the first time we met, I was like, I don't think this guy likes me at all. Like, it was a good pow day, and it was like me, you, Travis, and I think Colin. And Kevin. Yeah, the whole time he's like, God damn it, TC. Like, you gotta do so. And it was something, I always did something. And I was like, Travis, I don't think this guy likes me. He goes, I don't know yet. We'll see. And then like the next time he came up, like, so we're riding together? And I was like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, he likes you. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah. I mean, that's pretty much
everyone's balls. Got to push them away a little bit. Only the strong survive.
I'm pretty sure you pushed me into a bush off of Pony Express because we were like going for the same line. It was a deep day. And it was like we kind of merged into each other, and you're like, nope, I'm not losing my speed, and like push me over. It's like shit. It was like, okay. God damn it.
TC was with me when I was riding the Storm Wolf at Steamboat, and I like basically gapped over a rock of death on a side hit, and like almost killed a whole family.
Yep.
I was like, oops.
Yep, that was fun.
No, him getting the job with me only came by accident because I was talking with Trav, and I was like, I think I want to hire someone because it was either going to be you or Dylan Larney.
Yeah.
And now he's the Capita rep.
Yeah. So
it all works out. Snowboarding, it's just one big incestuous industry where everyone works for everyone.
Pretty much.
You know.
That's why you don't try to burn any bridges in the industry. So it's like, okay.
If you are going to burn a bridge, make sure you use the fire to light your way.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely fair.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then it was like, I think we were riding last year or something. I think it was last year, maybe 2 years ago. But it was last year, and it's like, yeah, I gotta get the hell out of Denver. I can't do this anymore. You're like, oh, wow, funny you say that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, no, I think that was like you came up in December, I think, and you were like, I just need to get the fuck out of Denver. And I was like, funny you say that. I'm gonna have a job opening. And then we went back and forth on stuff, and you were like, if you will pay me this much money, I will basically intern. And I was like, if I pay, and then you were like, I'm putting mileage on my car. And I was like, fuck yeah, you are. I was like, God damn. And then I was like, I will make this up to you in one way, shape, or form. And then it was like, I'm paying your first month's rent. I'm getting you here. I'm paying you while we're not working. Like,
I drove more than a lot of reps did last year. I learned. And I was like,
yeah,
oh, shit,
and you literally only went from Lakewood to Copper.
I know. It was like Lakewood to Copper, or Lakewood to like the studio, and it was like, yeah, you do that 4 days a week, 5 days a week. Like, shit, that adds up real quick.
I mean, it's 140 miles round trip.
Yep.
So, you know, yeah. So, and now your car sits in a snow cocoon Monday to Friday. All right, we're going to Copper. Get in the car.
I pulled it out 2 days ago. I drove it 2 days ago. Yeah. I wanted to spin it around so I could melt the ice on the windshield, because all of the snow that I like brushed off, it just blew back onto the car, froze to the windshield. I was like, well, I'm not going to scrape this. So I just pulled it out and just pulled it back in the parking spot, turned it around, and just let it melt.
Yeah. So
it's a good life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is what it is. We're here today because I hired TC and it's working out. So,
yeah,
you know, we only want to go up. That's where we want to go. We don't want to be going down. So, yeah. What do we got here? Oh, hot soup coming through.
It is hot soup season.
It is. It very much is. All right. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one from Peter Dabrowski. What are the softest torsional flexing boards you think you can still carve well with? The softest one, so like, I don't have it in here. So the Stranded Baru is one of them, but the Nidecker Thruster is really torsionally super, super soft in there. And, you know, you can carve that one. Like, what else is out there that's super torsionally soft? Would you say the Free Carver 6000 would be that way? I mean, I know we haven't.
Guessing I was thinking about it, and I was guessing. I was like, I got like, we'll just have, yeah, I think so, because it's a biax glass and there's no like carbon running through it or anything. So I'd imagine you can torsionally flex it pretty easily. I was also thinking like the Taka, because that thing was soft torsionally.
Yeah, the Taka would be up there. Let's see what else.
I was also thinking a stick, but I'm like, it's been so long, I don't know.
That thing is super soft, but it's not the best carving board.
No, exactly. That's why I was like, I mean, if you're cruising carving, but
yeah, but you know, you're kind of just like,
I'd rather have the top
and stuff
more than that.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right. But I think like you're looking at like your Signal Thruster, that really, you know, it's so playful. It is so playful.
What about a Big Pink?
I wouldn't carve on it because that nose kind of just folds. Like big pink is a novelty board.
Yeah.
It's not even pink anymore. It's big blue.
Well, you know.
It'll always be big pink to me, though.
Yeah.
When you make a 203 centimeter swallowtail. Oh, cuck. The next person below gets 5 entries. Give that to our boy, Steve OK. North Star, the white ribbon of death. Steve's out snowboarding and getting entries into our prize draw later tonight. So yeah. All right. Let's see where we're at. I feel like we're missing some questions. Let's see. Oh, I like this one. Why are you on YouTube? Ask, what does it take to get into snowboard retail? I just want a job at Evo so I can stop working cabling and construction. It's always not the right fit for this position. Whose dick do I have to suck? You go in and you apply.
Yeah, you apply online, or I mean, yeah, you do that. You also, if you want a job at Evo and you don't care what you're doing, you can always try to work in like the warehouse as well, like depending on which location you're at. But like they all ship stuff out of them, so like you can work in there and really have no like gear knowledge. Or if you do have a gear knowledge, they'll probably give you an interview. Like I know they're like trying to hire more people this year too, so like you should give you an interview and you can talk like pretty much about your knowledge and just let them know you're eager to learn more and like don't be a know-it-all pretty much. But like if you're not the most knowledgeable person, you can always go in the warehouse and be like an item picker and just pick all of like the like product to ship out, that sort of thing. Like there's plenty of jobs where you don't have to be like customer facing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, just apply.
Also, you're probably making.
If Evo is your first choice, always have a backup choice.
Yeah.
Go work at another shop. You know, just understand you ain't gonna make shit for money working retail in snow.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're probably making more money in construction than.
But you're also hammering your body more.
That's true. But you're also not getting. So with Evo, you don't get commission, which that sucks. Like you'll learn real quick in retail. You do want commission because it gives you a will to be there pretty much. And then
when I made commission working for Vail, I only worked 27 hours a week in the store because I could make triple what I made hourly off my commissions because I was so good and I only worked the money shifts. And so I would show up at like 3 and I would work 3 to 9. And I would just like all my coworkers were like, yeah, because we had to keep track of our commission. They'd be like, I filled out 1 sheet this month. And I'd be like, I filled out 7 front and back. And they're like, the fuck? It was funny when I got fired from that job. They actually noticed the decline in sales in snow sports equipment so aggressively. Like it was a couple $1 million that they were missing that year. And they were like, Jesus Christ, he moved that much shit. And I was like, yeah. I had a really good script that I stuck to every time I sold something. Because I remember someone busted me on my script because I had 4 sales going. And the one guy turns around and he hears me saying the same thing I just said to him. He's like, you just use that on me. And I was like, does it change the opinion of what you have? I'm getting you the best product, but I know what I need to do. It's why I have like such consistency when I do the reviews that it's like, so that all the years it's all the same, because then you give everyone the exact same experience. And so when they have that, you can make more sales. And that's the whole thing. Like if you're working in retail, you need to be making sales. And if you can prove to them you're making sales, they're less likely to get rid of you. Granted, you threaten to kill a mountain safety and suddenly they have a problem with that, but whatever. Fucking rent-a-cops.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it depends on which one you're at as well, which location, like, but yeah, it's not as glamorous as you think it's going to be.
No. That's the one thing that I wish people would understand if they want to go work snow retail. Like, you have to be a specific mindset to do it, because depending what shop you work in, like your first year, you're not getting those days where you're going to get the good days to ride. You're not going to get the good days for sales. You got to pay your dues, and you need to learn your skill set and be comfortable with it. And we just got through, like, this is one of the things I saw in snowboarding. We got through a generation of people working in shops that wanted to be the cool guy working in a shop, but they had no skill set with talking to the public or understanding older equipment or understanding different age demographics. Like, when I would work the floor, like, my big thing was I could talk to a 60-year-old and I could talk to a 12-year-old, and, you know, how you do your inflection tone and everything, and understanding what they're looking for and reading what they need, and understanding they're telling you and what they really need and where it is in between in there. And so we had like this whole generation of people working in shops that just fucking suck, and they all quit, and they're like, fuck this place, I'm never. And I was like, you fucking sucked. You weren't the right person to work there. Like, you got to ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Like, I'm a big proponent of snowboarding will take care of you, but you're going to get beat up along the way. And, you know, there's going to be a lot of times you want to quit, and there's going to be a lot of times where you're like, fuck this, fuck that, and type of thing. And, you know, I've worked small mom and pop to mega corporate stores. Like, I've worked at shops where if we did $250,000, $300,000 in sales in a full year, that was amazing, to shops where if we didn't make $100,000 on a Friday night, that was bad, you know? Like, I mean, that when you work in that difference, like, I've worked, you know, working corporate, like, I purposely took a job with Zoomies so that I could get their employee handbook, just because I wanted to see what it was, because I knew it was 280 pages thick, and I just wanted to read it. And it was the biggest crock of shit, like, used car salesman techniques I'd ever seen. And I was like, oh, no wonder this place is fucking awful. And I was like, okay. And then, like, I've worked at small shops where they actually gave me like a booklet on how they wanted everything. And I was like, you guys have like an HR department? There's 5 people that work here, you know? And I was like, okay, this is weird. And so I did that. And, you know, I've done construction. It is something I never want to do ever again. I could do it. I don't want to do it. I used to do house foundations right out of high school. That was my first job after I graduated high school, was I did house foundations. And there is nothing like laying concrete in a snowstorm. You never want to do it. You never want to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not going to get rich. You're not, like, it does take a toll on you working in a shop as well. Like, you're going to work with about the same amount, if not more, alcoholics at a snowboard shop than you do a construction site.
Yeah.
The similarities are very eerie. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of that. Like, the problem is, like, a lot of the guys that have stuck with it, it's just like, this is their career because they didn't get out when they should have.
Yeah.
You know, they took the job because they're like, I'll become a rep. I'll do this. And they never got tapped to be a sub rep, or they did, and they didn't want to pay their dues there because they're like, well, you know, I'm 27 right now, but if I hang out at this job for 2 more years, I'll be a store manager, you know? And you're like, yeah.
Or you blew it, like, and they gave you a chance, and you just fucked up along the way. And it's like, okay, well,
yeah. And they just move you. They move you for damage control if they have multiple stores to a store where you'll do the least, because it's cheaper to keep you around and not have to train someone new than it is to replace you. And believe me, I've been fired from a lot of snowboard shops. A lot. Like, a lot. Mainly because I get into arguments with, like, management about how things should be run and stuff. And it's like, you know, doing this, it's like running a shop. I mean, we're answering questions, we're promoting product. TC and I've talked about that. We're like, you know, we're everyone's online local snowboard shop guys. That's what it is. You talk to us, we're doing that. You know, like a normal live stream, I'm always posting the new videos that have come out and stuff like that, and things like that. And, you know, our biases seep through on stuff, but we also get to try out a lot of really cool stuff that is different. And so getting to try that out really changes things and whatnot. So it's a whole thing, but, if you really want to work in a shop, you just got to go into it and understand there's a lot of bullshit and learn everything you can, whether you work at a corporate store or a small shop. Learn everything. The best advice I can tell you is learn boot fitting. Like if you know how to do work on boots, even if you're a snowboarder, like I can't even say I skied one day in my life. I made it to the top of a rope tow and took them off and threw them at my grandmother and then butt scooched all the way down the run when I was like 3. But when I worked for MSO and Silverthorne, I was coming in because there was this guy, Craig Hartzler, amazing boot fitter, 20 plus years of experience, but he was burned out and he was just felt overwhelmed. So I come in and he never liked me at first. And then he realized he's like, this guy's just making my job easier. And I had my skill set. And my favorite thing was I'd be working the snowboard floor and then I'd have to go up and fit a ski boot and do a bunch of custom work. And I remember this guy, I was like fitting his daughter and I was 22 or 23 at the time. And she was probably like 19 or 20. And he's like, yeah, you know, my daughter really likes those snowboard guys, but I want her to date a ski guy like you and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah, snowboarders, you know, and this dude's just talking mad shit. And after I got done, rang him out, overcharged him on purpose because I knew it'd make me a fatter commission. I just looked at him and I was like, hey, you know, it's kind of lame that you're kind of whoring your daughter out like that. If she wants to date a snowboarder, let her date a snowboarder because I've never skied a day in my life. And I was the only one that was able to fix your boots out of the 4 shops you went to. I was like, you suck. And the guy was just like, and my manager's like, you can't do that. And I was like, just fucking did. What are you going to do? Fire me? I'm the best thing you got right now. And they're like, that is factually true. You know? So yeah, it's just a weird thing like that, but let's give you a spin. Hot soup coming through. Nobody's won a beanie yet. That's really disappointing.
I know. I'm shocked actually.
So close. And I was just like, Jesus. All right. And just because this is funny, Lojo, Angry Snowboarder, and TC are vibing. Keep it up, guys. We're trying. It's a vibe. We live in a weird world here. Oh, God damn, that was so close to getting a beanie. I got so many of them to get away.
Just can't give them away.
All right. Let's see. Okay, we'll take this question from Ben Donaldson. Boot fit question. Been riding Burton Irons and love them. Worked out a lot and went from cankles to ankles and get heel lift. Size down and upgraded insoles, but still happy. Now J-bars next. Yeah. So you're depending on how skinny they got, you're either doing J-bars, C-bars, or a butterfly wrap like this. But basically, start with the J-bars, see if that does anything. If that doesn't work, peel them off, put a C-bar because then it's wrapping above and below, and that's going to suck up more volume. And if that doesn't, then you go to the butterfly wrap and you try that on. And if that doesn't work, then you put the C-bar over that. And then if that doesn't work, you put the J-bar over the C-bar over the butterfly wrap. It's a whole process to get you locked in and get you dialed in. And then if that doesn't work, you have to come to the realization that boot just does not work for you anymore. Yeah.
And especially
any tricks for him that he should know?
Well, I mean, I was going to say, if you went from cankles to ankles, I bet your foot changed as well.
Yes.
Where it might need a totally just different boot at that rate. But yeah, I mean, pretty much like what you said, like just keep putting foam on it until you can make it work one more year maybe. And then it might be time to look into some other boots with that smaller ankle hold.
Yep.
Like possibly a Vans, depending on how small your ankle got. But yeah, they have an aggressive ankle hold on that.
Something like that. Ride, something with a deep heel pocket is what you're really looking for at that point.
Yeah.
But let's give this man a spin. We actually met Ben Donaldson at Locals Appreciation Day up here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, spray skiers. So, goddamn, I want to give another mystery. I got so many prizes to give away. This is bullshit. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I think you need to answer this question for Jicklepoos. How will the Ride C9s pair with the Kazoo Pro? Ride fuse with 7.5 toes on a good day and a third arm growing out of my stomach from radiation exposure street riding in Chernobyl. Veteran, beginner, mediate. Oh, you're all over the place with that, dude.
I mean, I think that's a great setup.
I do too.
Yeah, that's a sweet setup. I own a pair of C9s, and fuses are my boot of choice for sure. So like that on a Kazoo makes total sense. Like 100%, you made a good choice. Like that'll be fun. Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's last year's Kazoo. It doesn't really matter. You can ride them on either one, but last year's Kazoo is going to pair extremely well with those C9s. This year's C9s might be a little much for it, but it'll still be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great matchup, personally.
I do too.
Ollie them slow signs, people. Whole generation of people out there in their mid-40s now Ollie and slow signs because of us. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. All right. Got this super chat from Jay, the Plankening Yowman. Here's $5 to start upon fund for someone to film Angry and or Whiskers ride and review the clue bindings. Oh, the review is coming. It's just I'm waiting for more terrain. I'm going to ride these things in full terrain. Then after I ride them, TC has to ride them because I'm not going to make him do it first.
Yeah. We're going to limit the SSX tricky moves on them, but there might be 1 foot out trying to jam that bitch back in.
Just don't blow your We don't have health insurance with this corporation.
That's true.
And Shred Foundation rules, shredfoundation.org. Love what they're doing over there. Okay. We'll take this one from Andre Stanescu. Are there any improvements on Now Select Pro this year? I can get last year's for 280. Also, how much canting is in their canted 2.0 footbed shears? 2.0 refers to 2 millimeters of canting, I believe. And then there is a change from last year's to this year's, and it is in the strap, I believe, right?
Yeah, the ankle strap.
The strap from last year's Select Pro trickled down to the Select, and then the Select Pro got the new strap.
Yep. Which is,
I mean, with money, it's still a good binding. So for 280, I say grab it.
I mean, last year's strap wasn't bad. It was comfy. But it just, I don't think it was as stiff as this year's strap. So just keep that in mind. But for 280, like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, it's still super solid binding.
Yeah. I think you'll be fine with that. Hot soup coming through. All right. Let's see. Looking for some stuff here. Okay. I like this one from Tim Hunt. Definitely get Spurs on the clues. Battalion Astro 23 was my Black Friday find for 200 US. Also, anyone wondering, the buckles on both fit and straps and ladders for Roams and Battalion. Yeah, they're interchangeable. So they're fully interchangeable. But I guess we have to go get some Spurs before I go ride these clues.
Yeah.
Just walking around with fucking shit. So
yeah, that'd be great.
Fucking trash. Oh my God. I can't believe how much money they've spent on influencer marketing just to get this. And I was like, the money you're spending on that should have gone to further R&D instead of just ripping off a rental binding.
Yeah, I mean, if that binding was, they're like, this is a prototype, be like, okay, I could see that it's a prototype. You guys got a long way to go before you come to market. But they're like, that's what we came up with. So I really kind of want to see what the prototype was now, if that was what they came to market with.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, okay. We're going to take this one from Keebler Elf. Not Elf, Elf. Alien Life Farm. Straight from Melmac. Nitro Alternator or Capita Aeronaut. They're both on sale, and I've got an itch that I need to scratch. Okay, so if you want stiffer, more aggressive, you're going to go with the Aeronaut. You know, Arthur TC Longo over here is pro model.
I want that board, dude.
And then the Alternator is going to be a little more freestyle friendly. It's a little more soft and playful. I do think that you get more snap out of the Aeronaut, but it takes more to load up. So it's a little easier to load up the Alternator, and you still get good pop, which is absolutely nice. Realistically, if they're both on sale ask yourself stiffer or softer. That's kind of it. And understand the alternator is a little more freestyle focused than the aeronaut. The aeronaut's a little more free ride focused. That's kind of where it is. You agree with that sentiment?
I think so.
Nice. Ollie them slow signs, people. Ollie them slow signs. Okay. Oh, this, let's see. Oh, okay. Life in the slow lane. What do you think about the Spring Break Resort Twin? I need to drop the review on Monday. So it's coming. I love that board. That board, I did not want to get off that board. That board is phenomenal. So it's a solid board. So you really can't go wrong with that. So
yeah. Everybody that I know that has like tested it out last year, they were like, that board's the shit, actually. Like super fun. So
that board fucks.
Yeah,
hard.
That board fucks.
To quote the kids, that's what the board does. So fuck yeah, mystery prize. Woo! Giving away more stuff. I love this. I'm all about this. You know.
Is that a TC mystery prize or?
No. That's just a regular mystery prize.
Okay.
Not the TC mystery prize.
Oh, I got to get after these envelopes.
It's okay. Don't worry. The second live stream will change around the prize orders on stuff. It'll be great. And you got a mystery prize. All you got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com. And we'll get them in the mail to you. I don't know, next week at some point. All right. Let's see. Okay. Looking for some stuff. Oh, I like this one for you from Rye Guy. TC, how many gallons of Baja Blast would it take to win that board?
Ooh.
Is it concentrate or watered down? That's the question.
Yeah. I mean, Baja Blast doesn't keep well. That's the problem with it. So you get yourself 2 larges, a few chalupas. Maybe we're talking. I don't know if Rye Guy would want the board. I don't know.
Yeah,
the board will call, but the person doesn't get to choose the board. I don't even get to choose the person. I think they'll know.
They'll know. Yeah. Out. TC chooses the question. It's based on.
I'll just see it.
Yeah.
I'll see it. That'll be the one.
Yeah. So. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Okay, this one's a good question for you from Tommy Wheat. I really like the Skate Tech and Now bindings. Can you recommend a set to throw on a 24 Arbacota rocker? Mostly tree riding and groomers, not much park.
If we're doing an Arbacota rocker, I'd probably say either the Jones Meteorites or the Now Select. Just go with the straight.
The straight Select, I think, would be better.
Yeah, straight Select.
Yeah, I think those are the two. The Meteorite will be a little more surfy. So
yeah. But I was thinking the Orion, and I was like, I think the Meteorite is going to have a little bit better of an ankle strap on it, in my opinion. So, but yeah, those are the two I'd go with. Do you think any differently, or?
No, you nailed it. We're good. Let's give this man a spin. Where are we going? Oh, Shirt Foundation. Sporting the Shirt Foundation. Oh, okay. I like this one from Orion. What's the absolute craziest thing you've seen on the mountain? What do you got, TC?
I mean, saw 2 people banging in the gondola when we were headed up one time. They were right in front of us. Otherwise, I have seen a moose chasing somebody down the mountain. That was fucking hilarious.
In the base area at Steamboat?
It was coming down the Heavenly Days, actually. It was like the opening week 3-4 years ago. and there's a skier just hauling ass, and you just see this moose chasing him straight down Heavenly Days, and you're like, oh, it turned out to be my buddy Seamus. But yeah, that was pretty wild. What do you got?
I've seen some shit. So one of my favorites was this guy, Backseat Jesus, Antoine, and this kid DJ I went to school with. They took a 16-foot surfboard and hiked up Holiday Valley with an anchor strapped to it and rode it on a powder day down the mountain. And to stop, they threw the anchor and it stopped the board, and they just all ejected. That was pretty funny. That was an interesting one. Naked skier guy takes the cake because I was like 15, 16 years old at Holiday Valley where I grew up. And I'm riding down. The main run is Mardi Gras. That's what it's called. So I'm riding down Mardi Gras. It's closing day. There's big patches of dirt. There's puddles, pools. The snow is like super fast to super slow, like stop and go, stop and go. And I'm bombing, tucking the end of the run where it kind of goes into a head wall. And I see this pink thing go flying past me. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Naked skier guy, full naked, nothing but rear entry ski boots and straight skis. And he hits a slow patch and ejects. And he went dick and balls across the ice, sliding across some boilerplate into the slush, rolls, tumbles, and he's drunk as shit. Like, he is just fucked, right? Full-blown ice rash, head to toe on his dick and balls, nipple like ripped off, just like destroyed. And I was just like, and my friend Adam was with me, and I was like, so, and we both worked for the resort, and he goes, this is paperwork. And I was like, let's go home. And we just got in the car and left the guy there. Like, I'm not dealing with it. But yeah, they had to cart him off the hill, like trying to bandage him up. And I was like, how do you explain to someone that you got ice rash on your dick?
Yeah, that's tough.
That one was gnarly. Let's see. I've seen people drive their cars across the resort and get stuck. That one's always fun. That's pretty common. I was at A Basin opening week, and this was before they replaced the chairlift with Black Mountain Express when it was the old chair, the old 3-seater.
Mm-hmm. And
girl was going up, and she was so small with the restraint bar, she slid underneath it, and she shot out at the very top. So the old chair used to be closer to the lodge, to the Black Mountain Lodge. She shot out underneath it and fell, and I watched both of her femurs and fibulas and tibulas just shatter.
Oh,
just shattered, like full blown, like she broke every bone in her legs, like pelvis, everything. I watched that one. That was pretty crazy. My friend Amanda, when I was like in high school, she was a snowboard instructor, and she would do like the kid castle at Holiday Valley. And so she had these kids, and it was an old 2-seater. So you'd have the instructor, the kid, then the next group of kids, and the next, just going up, because it only went up like a third of the mountain. I use that term loosely. It's a hill. And little girl, restraint bar down. She was so small, she slid underneath it, and her helmet got stuck in the armrest, and the other kid put all their weight on it so that it wouldn't raise up. And she was dangling by her chin strap. And luckily someone got the lifty to stop it at the top, and a bunch of people ran underneath, and they dropped her down and caught her. And right at the top, like, it's so weird because it was the way it plateaued out. It was the highest point in the chairlift. So it was like 25 feet. And I can't believe someone caught him, like snowboard and all, in their arms. I watched my friend Dork scalp a kid doing a back nine.
Okay.
Like, so Holiday Valley, the beginner hill like stops here, and then the border cross like slope style course is like here. So it's a full run, but you can cut off the beginner hill to hit the bottom jump, but there's another jump above it. And if you don't see someone coming in from the side, you can't see him. So he went and spun back 9, and he'd come around just past 720, hit the kid right below the helmet, right above the goggle and split his skull completely open and like it peeled back.
Oh.
And my friend Dan was there and saw it and instantly, like full-blown dad reflexes, grabbed the kid by the back of the neck, put him on the ground, grabbed a handful of snow and just put it right on his head and like peeled the flap down and just held it and was like, get ski patrol, and just was putting pressure on the wound. The kid ended up having to get 50 stitches across, I guess. And totally fine like this. But the worst part was like my friend that did it felt super bad about it. And the parents were blaming him. And he's like, where the fuck were, like, they had just left their kid on the bunny hill, like 5-year-old just left him. And the kid just decided he had had enough of the bunny hill and was trying to get over to the other chairlift and had cut through the park. So super fucked up situation though. So yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It was super, super weird. So all right, ollie them slow signs, people. Ollie them slow signs. So we're doing that. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Let's find some more. Find some more questions. And this is how you don't get anything. May I win a snowboard? I need a new one, please and thank you. No, fuck off. All right. What's the blackboard hanging behind TC? Where's his strata? Where his Stratos usually is?
That is the K2 Alchemist for this year. I don't know. I just felt like changing it up. I was like, we still have it from one of the reps. We got to do the review on it. So I was like, you know what? It's this current season. It's Black Friday. You can find it on sale at some places today. So I was like, we'll throw it up in the background. Why not? It's a sweet looking board. I had a blast riding it the other day. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I love this board. Yeah, all the side hit. That thing just wants to go, and you just feel so stable on it. I was weaving through all those people at Copper. We took one lap, and then I was like, all right, let's leave, and we'll go to A Basin. Like, not have to deal with all of these morons.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Oh, that was brutal. Ollie them slow signs. Jesus, that thing.
Yeah, I'll probably change it for the next live stream, so you'll just have to tune in and see what boards we got back there.
Yeah, we'll swap some stuff out. Okay, let's see. Where are we? And I feel like we got to warn people about this, but this comes from Rye Guy. As if clues weren't sketchy enough, Kevin from Snowboard Pro Camp is giving away multiple pairs built by himself. I watched the video. I would not trust him to operate a screwdriver. So do not try to win those things. They're bad. Like those bindings. Watching him try to assemble that stuff also learned that there's more critical failure points inside that binding than I thought. You know they have a boa cable inside the stirrup?
No. Why would they do that?
Okay, so, well, all right. So, like, you know, you got your handle in here, right?
Yeah.
And this is the screwed up thing. So in here, this comes down. It hooks into a cable that feeds down, or that feeds down, and then is located in this piece right here, in there. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I looked at it and it looks like the old steel boa cables, like not the good ones. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, these things are worse than I thought. And I'm like, I was like, Jesus Christ. Just like, so PSA, don't try to
make sense.
Shit. Like that stuff. Every time I see something more from Clue, I'm like, these just get worse and worse. So, all right. Well, Shred Foundation rules. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one from our boy Ruff. If you had to choose between the Ride C6 or the 2024 Cartel X for all mountain daily driving, which one would you choose? Where are you going with that?
I'm going C6.
Me too, because they softened up the Cartel X. The Cartel X is now the flex of the old Cartel, and the Cartel is now the flex of the Malavita.
No, it's a Mission.
Mission? They made it that fucking soft?
Yeah,
I thought it
it's
was
a
the
Mission.
Malavita. Oh God, that's even worse.
They cut the Malavita. They changed it to the Mission. The Mission went down to what the old custom was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soft. But yeah, I'm going C6s all day.
Yeah, I think that's a solid one.
Because on those, you can center it much easier than you can on the Cartels, and you're not going to dimple your board with the C6s like the Cartels.
Yeah, that too. So 2 in a row, we hit the Shred Foundation on that. So yeah. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Let's find some more questions. Take this one from Rick Kinzer. What are your thoughts on the candle boards from Arbor? They're stiff. Whoa, they're stiff.
Yeah, I haven't ridden one, but I really want to. Like,
me too.
But I've heard they're stiff, and I've heard they're an aggressive board. Like, for like pretty much what Pat Moore's always wanted. Like, I think it's stiffer than the Team Manifest is, from what I've heard. Like,
stiffer than an Alchemist.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was playing around with one last year, flexing it, and I mean, full weight, knee into the board, and it maybe moved like that much. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this might be one of the stiffest boards I've ever flexed. And, you know, they were supposed to send us some, but evidently both of our shipments got lost now at this point. I don't know. I have no idea where any of our stuff goes. So.
Somebody at one of the post offices or wherever they shipped it, they're just rolling around in Arbor boards. They're like, I got the whole quiver now. Like,
well, I'm wondering if it's like the one time the label got destroyed at the FedEx distribution center up in Kremlin. So they slapped. So I ended up with 100 different like lawn and garden things. They were like, like, I don't know what the fuck they were. And they shipped my snowboards down to some lawn care store outside Durango. And I was like, what the fuck? Luckily, they were able to find my shipment and shipped it back. And I was like, well, I've got this box. And they're like, just throw it away. And I was like, fuck it. I don't even care. Oh, spray them skiers. All right. Take this one from Molly's Cupcakes. Mega Merc 157 or Super DOA 156 for all mountain resort shreds. The answer to that is yes.
Yeah, I mean,
take your pick. Full twin, true twin, or directional twin. That's what you get.
Yeah, they're so similar that I'm still wondering why they did both. But, you know, I guess you got to have a super for everything at this point. But, like, I love the Super DOA. That thing's fun. Like, Mega Merc's fun. So, like, whatever you want, dude, really. Like, I ride the Super DOA, like, all mountain. It doesn't matter. I mean, maybe if there's fresh snow, I'd go Mega Merc, but I feel like we're splitting hairs.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. All right. Give it a spin. We're here. We're doing stuff. All right. Small sticker pack, sir. Ham, cupcake, whatever you are. You want a small sticker pack if you want to claim it. So all I got to do is email me info@angrysnowboarder.com and we'll get that one in the mail to you. Okay. We'll take this super chat from Jay. Looking for new bindings for my girlfriend. Want to get her on the ASIM wrap. Any of the women's Rome Battalion ASIM wrap bindings worth it? Should we just go with the men's? I mean, the blaster is unisex, but if you did Rome, the Guild is the women's katana. So, and that's a super, super solid one. So, you know, as long as it's sized right and stuff, that's the bigger issue, because a bunch of them start at the medium large, which means the smallest size that it'll fit in the men's, I believe, is like an 8.5, I think, or a 9. I can't remember. I think it's 8.5. So,
yeah, otherwise, I mean, I would also look into something with like a shadow fit, like some Solomons with the shadow fit as well, if you want that lateral play. Like the women's hologram would be a great choice for. But just something, if you're looking for that lateral play, but still some power, I would say that would be also one to look at as well, just because I know a lot of women really do like that's like shadow fit because I mean they steer with their hips more, so they're kind of shifting that a lot more than guys do. So something to think about as well.
Yeah. Oh, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to our sponsors. All right. Okay, let's looking for some more questions. I'm scrolling all over here. You know? Okay. Here's a good one from Daniel Naranjo. Need help with sizing for the Signal? Yup. It's on sale for $250, but I'm wondering if the 160 1.5 is too much board for me at $200. No, that's fine. Go buy it. You're good. Go. You're great. That's what you need right there. That board is not aggressive by any means. Just go buy it, especially at $250. That board is actually super fun. And I asked where our Signal stuff was, and supposedly they're just waiting on some stuff to get in, and then they're going to ship it right out to us. So we'll go ride some Signal stuff here in the future. So. Ollie them slow signs, people. Ollie them slow signs. Okay. Find some stuff. All right. We got this one from some dude. Basic on Inc., RDM, or Endeavor Ranger for all mountain freestyle oriented. Got both recommended to me. I mean, I'm going to go with the basic on that one. It's a stiffer board and it's full camber.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going basic on Inc. That board was so much fun when I rode it. So much fun.
Yeah. Don't think you can go wrong with that one. So. Oh, give that man 10 prize entries.
Oh, yeah. Some dude.
Some dude. Some dude. So. Let's see. Looking for some more here. You got it marked down, sir?
1 second. Yep.
Boom.
He's in.
All right. We got Brendan Lopp. Have a Rome Gangplank, an older Tellus DST, and a K2 excavator. Think about picking up a K2 Antidote on Christie's Black Friday sale. Do you think that may be too much overlap with the excavator? Thanks again for giving me it. There is some overlap, but because that's a true twin and it's got more camber in it, it's not. It actually would fit, in my opinion, between your DST and your excavator. I think that's where you really want it. It's going to be more precision and more powerful. So, yeah. So, all right. Give this one a spin. Oh, well, absolutely nothing. All right. So we're going to take this question from Bashinja. Avery, what's the craziest scent shit you've seen a beginner do? Oh, I got a good one, but do you have anything, TC?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen beginners like go into the park and like try to hit like the jump line and it never ends well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I've seen some carnage with people
that's where
just
I was
like
going with this.
Straight lining into that, or people smoking the tip of their nose on top of a rail or something and just like blasting into it like a back taco. But yeah, go.
Oh, so when it was the second or third year I lived down here in 24, 25. Yeah. I worked with this guy that was ski patrol at Keystone, and he's like, and I had seen this from the chairlift, but I didn't think anything of it. And, you know, I just thought it was some dumbass hitting the big line at Keystone. And this is full A51 when the big line, the biggest jump, I think was 65 feet, 70 feet at the end. It was the triple line. I watched this dude. You
gotta be kidding me.
Hang on.
Talk about a cliffhanger there. Mine's running crazy. I don't know what that dude did. All right. Well, I guess we're waiting for Avron to.
Okay, sorry. So I'm not losing this. This is too good of a story.
Okay, here we are.
Yeah. So sorry about that. So I'm on the chairlift going up A51, and like you got to climb up to go in. And I was like, this guy looks out of place. Just, I think he had a starter jacket on, jeans. He goes down, hits the first jump in big line straight. Like he just pointed at it, doesn't even hit the knuckle, decks, but he doesn't eject. So he rides down the next one. Number 2, decks. Number 3, decks. And the lip, the way the kicker was, the lip, if I held my arm up, it was still probably 2 or 3 feet above me on there. So if I'm 6 foot, it was probably like 12 to 15 feet high. But I mean, he was actually catching air and then coming down on the deck. It wasn't like he rode straight off and fell. So he did it. So I saw him doing it and I had to leave. So I leave and I run into Dave, the guy I'm working with. And he's like, dude, you're not going to believe this call I got. He's like, I was like, what was it? Some skier just like overshooting jumps on big line. He goes, how the fuck did you know? And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, well, I get this call for double shattered ankles. The guy, after he did that first one, he got on the chairlift and went back up and figured he needed more speed. So the first one, he undershoots, lands on the deck, points it in the second one, undershoots, lands on the deck. Super tucks the third one, overshoots it to flat, and shatters both his ankles. So they had to take him down. They said he was screaming, but when they asked him why, because he was on rental equipment, and they asked him why he thought he could do it, he goes, I went up the chairlift and I saw other people doing it, so I figured I could do it, because it's just like, that's how it is. And they were like, have you ever skied before? And he goes, this is my first day.
Yes.
Fucking just pointed it. And from what Dave said, he's like, that guy is probably going to have his ankles held together with pins and plates. Like, we're talking like $100,000 in foot reconstruction per foot, if not more. Like, what the fuck, right? Like, gnarly. So gnarly. So,
I respect the confidence, though. I respect the hell out of the confidence.
But you're permanently disabled the rest of your life.
Yeah. You're never putting your foot back into a ski boot.
Shred Foundation rules. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see. Take this one from David Waynes. Ride algorithm or deep fake, which one has better pop? The algorithm slightly beats it just because of the shaping and it. They're very similar, but I think you can pop a little harder off the algorithm. That's my take on that one. So,
yep.
Give it the old reverse spin. Whoa, 10 prize entries for David Waynes. Get that one in there for this man. So, yeah. Ugh. All right. Let's see. Okay. Find some more questions here. We are going to dip out here shortly because we need to eat, and then we'll be back at 4. And that's going to be more chaotic because the delay time between questions.
You might also have a better connection then, too.
What's up?
You might have a better connection then, too.
Oh, God. The only thing I can think of why the connection is so bad right now is it's either all the tourists in town, or I think it's the storm that's coming through is affecting like the big satellite that sends the rest of the signal to the wired stuff. But
yeah, we better get that storm.
Yeah. Do you see Wolf Creek supposed to get 25 inches?
They always hit that in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, well, that's when you want to go.
It's like always like,
oh, it's flat as fuck. So, and Letters wants to know, what are your pocket hot dog pro tips?
If you can, I mean, you want to keep the sleeve that they come in, and then keep the condiments in a different pocket as well. Like condiments in a chest pocket, dog down there. If you have big enough pockets down there. Otherwise, you can put it in your jacket pocket, but don't put it in the side that you always strap towards. Like put it in the front foot pocket. If you put it in the back foot pocket, you're squishing dog. and it almost becomes a non-crispy corn dog at that point without the stick. So yeah, keep that in mind. But condiments always go on last. No relish either. Don't put the relish on. That'll get too messy. Falls on your outerwear. Now you look like a slob on the mountain. So that's what you got to do for those. Keep them close to the body though. If you can put them inside chest pocket, if you got bibs, chest pocket right here, dog facing straight up on the chairlift, you can just eat the dog and you're all good to go. So
yeah,
that's a pro move, but it takes skill.
Okay, give this man a spin. You can order dogs from Schaller and Weber, our meat sponsor too.
You can.
You got nothing, literally nothing on there.
So you're gonna want to go ahead and order some dogs then, since you got nothing on that one.
Might want to do that. Yeah, that's where you want to be. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're gonna take this one from J1 Snow Carney. Do you know the difference in the Archetype Legacy? They're both the same price on the Endeavor website. The Legacy is a different pre-tension fiberglass, so it actually is more responsive. It also isn't as damp because it's got the super sap in it, the algal wall, and something else in it. So it rides a little more lively in there because I wrote it. We do have a review of that coming out soon. So ollie them slow signs, people. Ollie them slow signs. All right. And because Mike T is asking, I'm at work, let me hear the burr. Give me the big burr. Try again. Oof. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay. And we got Heath asking, what bindings are we riding on the Spring Break Resort Twin? I'm going with Union Force, the new one, not that OG shit. The Ride or the Rome Katana or the Battalion Astro ASIM wrap. Dealer's choice on that. And I would even consider throwing a Ride C6 on there. What would you put, TC?
I go Now Select Pros. So I think that would be a good compliment there. And then I would probably go Solomon Hologram with it, or the new Bond might be too stiff. So maybe a K2 formula on that then.
There you go.
In the new construction, not the old construction.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's give this a spin. Shred Foundation rules. All right. Okay, we're going to take this one from Noah Guitar. I just bought the Rome Agent Pro, and I'm thinking of getting the Rome Vice to go with it. Do you think I made a good choice? You are validated. Go ride. Your validation is good. You are blessed, my child. Go forth and shred. We do upside down crosses here. So, all right. What do we got? And thanks to our sponsors. Unfortunately, no one won a board yet. Okay. So, anyways, we're going to dip out. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We are going to be changing out the prize wheel. We're going to have some different games going on for you guys. Things are going to get a little bit weirder in the second live stream of the day because we did not give out enough prizes, and I'm very disappointed in that right now.
Me too.
Because I was really hoping someone was going to win this copy of P3, but whatever. So we're going to do that for you guys. But yeah, come on back. We're going to be going from 4 to probably 7-ish. I don't know, something like that, 6:37, something like that. And then we've got the late night live stream at 9 p.m. These are all Mountain Standard Times, but we are going to try to get you guys some snowboards because clearly we fucked up today and we did not get enough stuff going on in there. So I'm going to swap out the wheel, eat some food, take the dog for a walk. TC's still got his mystery envelopes. There's a 1 in 10 chance that you can win that. And that's a different snowboard than the one he's going to give away if you ask the right question. And no one even asked the right question for me to give away one of the boards I got sitting over here. So I'm really disappointed because I really want to give you guys some stuff. So we're going to try to do that. So anyways, we're going to come back 4 p.m. you guys will be able to hopefully win some stuff, and we'll see you then.
Yep. Thanks, guys.